Story 1. Zen Stories for Sleep Vertical Bar. The Willow and the Pebble Lessons on Letting Go. Section 1. The Willow's Bend. Discover how surrendering to life's flow brings strength and peace. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. The sound of leaves outside the soft hum of your fan. Even your own quiet breath, they're all little invitations to slow down. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know, where are you listening from tonight? Drop your location and your local time in the comments. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. The willow tree sways gently under a silver moon. You can almost hear the sigh of its branches as they follow the night breeze, bending, never breaking. And in that motion, a quiet lesson unfolds. You sit there in your imagination, barefoot on cool earth, watching how the tree moves. The world may be restless, but the willow accepts the wind's push and pull, flowing gracefully without resistance. Zen teachers often point to such simple things. The Buddha taught that clinging fuels suffering. Let that sink in for a moment. Holding too tightly to how life should be creates tension in the mind and body, like trying to stiffen against a gust of wind. Some monks in ancient Japan practiced something called shugyo, walking barefoot in rivers during winter. They believed the icy water taught them to surrender control and let the river carry away their fears. You imagine how it might feel at first, shocking, then strangely calming as your feet grow numb and thoughts grow quiet. What would happen if you stopped fighting the flow? The willow doesn't question the wind's strength. It doesn't brace itself rigidly, afraid of snapping. Instead, it gives way with such softness that even storms pass through without harm. Could you let yourself bend like that too? You feel your shoulders relax a little as you breathe out. Imagine a pebble, small and round, resting in your hand. Its weight is barely there. Yet even pebbles can feel heavy when we grip them for too long. What pebbles are you holding tonight? A passing thought about tomorrow, an old memory that clings like moss. Picture yourself setting it down on the riverbank. Not throwing it away, just placing it gently aside for now. In Zen, they speak of the empty boat. If you're floating down a river and a boat drifts into yours, you might feel anger if you see someone steering it carelessly. But if the boat is empty, your anger fades. You realize there was no intention to harm. Isn't that how many burdens work? We assume they have power over us, yet when we look closely, they're just empty boats drifting on the water. The willow creaks softly, leaves rustling like a whispered lullaby. You feel your breath deepen, as if your own chest is swaying in time with the branches. In this stillness, the lesson settles. You don't have to fight so hard. The wind will come, and it will go. And you can stay soft, rooted, and calm like the willow. Section 2. The Pebble's Journey. A tale of small burdens teaching big lessons on release. The pebble rests in your hand, now cool and smooth. You turn it over slowly, tracing its round edges with your thumb. It's so small, almost nothing yet. Holding it too tightly makes your palm ache. You take a deep breath and imagine setting it gently into the river. The water curls around it, carries it a little way, and then the pebble settles into the sand below. It's not lost, it's just resting where it belongs. Zen monks often remind their students, let go or be dragged. The saying is simple, but its truth can feel heavy. Have you ever felt yourself clinging to an idea, a plan, or even an old version of yourself? You try so hard to hold it in place, as though squeezing tighter will keep it from slipping away. and yet the harder you grip, the heavier it feels. There's a story of a young monk carrying a heavy bucket of water up a steep hill. His master watches quietly as he struggles, sweat dripping down his face. "Why don't you rest?" the master asks. The boy shakes his head. "If I set the bucket down, I'll lose time." The master smiles softly. "But if you keep clutching it, you'll lose yourself." You picture the boy pausing on the hill, placing the bucket down for just a moment, and feeling the weight slide from his shoulders. What if you did the same with your own burdens? There's a Zen practice where monks write their worries on small slips of paper, fold them into boats, and float them down a stream. The paper dissolves as the water carries it away, leaving nothing but ripples. You imagine yourself doing that now. One by one, each thought or worry becomes a paper boat. You set them on the water, some sink right away, others drift for a while before vanishing. The river doesn't hold on to them. Why should you? As the pebble slips from your fingers into the riverbed, you feel a faint lightness in your chest. The water flows on uncaring, untroubled, and yet its whisper seems to say, "This too can pass." Even the Buddha spoke of impermanence as a core teaching. Anicca, he called it the truth that all things arise and fade like waves in the sea. The pebble doesn't resist. It simply lets the river shape it over time, smoothing sharp edges into a gentle curve. Could you let the river of life soften you too? The night air is cool now. A soft breeze brushes your skin as though reminding you are not your thoughts. You are not your worries. You are not even the pebble you've carried for so long. You exhale slowly, releasing tension from your jaw, your shoulders, even the space between your eyebrows. Zen masters sometimes ask their students a curious question. If you let go of all you hold, who remains? There's no need to answer now. Just sit with the question for a while, like a pebble resting quietly in the river. Section 3. The River's Whisper. Finding clarity in still waters and letting thoughts drift away. The river's whisper is gentle tonight, almost like a voice murmuring just out of reach. You close your eyes and listen not with your ears, but with something deeper. A Zen teacher once said, "The sound of the water says what I think." It's an odd phrase, but the more you listen, the more it makes sense. Imagine yourself sitting at the river's edge. The air is cool, carrying the earthy scent of wet stones and moss. The water ripples softly over smooth rocks, weaving its way around them without effort. The river never argues with the stones. It doesn't demand a straight path. It simply flows. What would it feel like to let your thoughts flow that way? You notice how often your mind wants to grasp onto things like a hand clutching at driftwood in a rushing current. But tonight, you're invited to unclench your fingers and just float. In Zen, there's a practice called mokuso. Students sit quietly with their eyes half closed, allowing thoughts to drift in and out like clouds crossing the sky. They don't fight the thoughts or cling to them. They just watch them pass. You can try it now. Let a thought come, maybe something about your day or a memory from years ago. Watch it arrive like a leaf landing on the water. Notice how it floats for a moment, and then drifts away on the current. And when the next thought comes, let it drift too. There's no need to chase it downstream. The Buddha taught that the mind is like a monkey jumping from branch to branch, rarely still. But when you give it a calm place to rest like this riverbank, it begins to quiet on its own. What if you could trust your mind to settle the way the river settles after a storm? There's a Zen parable of a man crossing a river in a small boat. Halfway across, another boat crashes into his. The man shouts angrily until he realizes the other boat is empty, drifting on its own. How much of your own frustration comes from believing every thought has a pilot steering it? What if, like the empty boat, they're just passing by? No need to shout, no need to push them away. You take another deep breath. The air feels different now, cooler, calmer. The river's murmur seems to slow as you settle more deeply into this moment. Zen masters often ask, if the river never stops flowing, why are you trying to hold it still? Maybe tonight is the night you stop trying. You imagine your body as the river itself, breath moving like water, carrying away what you no longer need. The moonlight sparkles on the surface, and for the first time in a while, you feel a hint of spaciousness in your chest, as if you've made room for something softer, lighter. Section 4. The empty hand. Learning to unclench the grip on control and embrace openness. Your hands are open now. For the first time in a long while, there's no pebble to clutch, no heavy weight to hold. You stretch your fingers slightly, noticing how they tingle as if waking up from a long sleep. The Zen masters say, only when the hand is empty can it receive. You watch the river in your mind's eye, the water slipping between stones without resistance. A gentle breeze brushes your cheek, and it feels almost like the river itself breathing. What if you could loosen your grip on the things you've been holding so tightly? Plans, worries, even identities. What would your hands, your mind feel like then? There's a story about a young monk who came to his teacher eager to learn Zen. Please, master, he said, teach me your wisdom. The teacher poured tea into the monk's cup and kept pouring until it overflowed, spilling onto the floor. Stop, cried the monk. The cup is full. The teacher looked up calmly. Exactly. You are like this cup. I cannot fill you with wisdom because you are already full of your own ideas, your own clinging. Can you picture that moment? The steaming tea, the startled monk, the patient teacher. And can you feel it in yourself? How often do you walk through the day with a cup already full, hands already full, clutching at what no longer serves you? You take a slow breath and imagine releasing just one thing. Not everything, just one small burden. Maybe it's the thought that you must have all the answers tonight. Maybe it's the tension in your shoulders. You let it go, like opening your hand and watching a feather float away on the wind. In Zen practice, there's a simple gesture, placing your palms together, then opening them wide in front of you. It symbolizes the act of offering and receiving, of emptying yourself so you can truly feel what's here. Could you try it now? Slowly bring your palms together. Feel the warmth where they meet. Then open them gently, fingers unfurling like petals. Notice how even this small movement brings a sense of space. The Buddha taught attachment leads to suffering. Freedom comes when we let go. As you sit here listening to the soft hum of night, ask yourself gently, what am I holding that no longer belongs in my hands? There's no need to answer right away. Just sit with the question like a quiet friend at your side. A willow branch dips into the river, trailing ripples that spread outward. The branch doesn't resist. When the water pulls, it bends. It surrenders. And in that softness, there is strength. Perhaps you too can find strength in letting go. The air grows still for a moment, and you notice how even stillness has its own sound. A kind of hush that wraps around you, like a warm blanket. You don't have to reach for anything. You don't have to hold anything. Your hands are empty now, and that's enough. Section 5. The bamboo forest. Breathing with the wind, moving with ease in times of change. You find yourself walking now slowly barefoot on a narrow dirt path. The air is cool and fragrant, with the scent of damp earth and green leaves. Around you rises a bamboo forest, tall stalks swaying gently in the breeze. The bamboo creaks and rustles, moving in unison as if breathing together. You pause to listen. Each sound is soft, yet together they form a symphony of whispers, nature's own lullaby. Zen teachers often point to bamboo as the perfect model for life. Its stalks are hollow, yet it is strong. It bends in the wind, yet it never breaks. You run your fingers lightly over a bamboo stalk, feeling its smooth surface. It has endured storms and harsh sun, but it remains upright, not because it resists, but because it yields. The Buddha spoke of anicca, the truth of impermanence. Everything changes the seasons, our thoughts, even the cells in our bodies. To fight change is like trying to stop the wind. To flow with it is like the bamboo, graceful, resilient. What would it feel like to flow like that? There's a Zen practice called kinhin walking meditation. Monks take slow, deliberate steps through gardens or forests, breathing in sync with each movement. Step, breathe in, step, breathe out. They say that in this simple rhythm, even the most restless mind grows still. You try it in your imagination. Step, breathe. Step, breathe. With each exhale, you release something, an old memory, a lingering tension, an expectation that never fit quite right. Can you hear the bamboo swaying above you? Some stalks knock gently against each other, creating a soft, clinking sound like wooden chimes. In life, we sometimes fear we'll break under pressure. But the bamboo teaches otherwise. Flexibility is strength. To bend is not to be weak, it's to be wise. A story comes to mind of a monk who, during a storm, watched the bamboo outside his window. Other trees lost branches or snapped in two, but the bamboo only swayed its roots deep and strong. Later, he wrote in his journal, "When life's winds blow, I will not resist. I will bend and I will remain." You pause in your walk and feel the air shift slightly. The breeze moves through the bamboo with a soothing hush. You realize that your own breath has slowed, your shoulders have dropped, and the weight you carried earlier feels almost gone. Zen masters might ask, can you be hollow like the bamboo so life's winds pass through without shaking you? You take another step, the earth cool beneath your feet. In this moment, you are part of the forest, part of the wind, part of the stillness. And perhaps, just like the bamboo, you are stronger than you think, not because you fight, but because you are learning to yield. Section 6. The falling leaf. Accepting impermanence and seeing beauty in every ending. A single leaf drifts down from a tree above, spinning slowly as it falls. You watch it settle onto the forest floor, landing without a sound. There's a strange beauty in this small moment, a kind of quiet poetry. Zen teachers often speak of falling leaves as reminders of impermanence. Nothing lasts forever, not the seasons, not our troubles, not even our joys. Yet, in that truth, there is a hidden comfort. You step carefully along the path, noticing how the forest floor is carpeted in leaves of gold and brown. Each one was once part of a tree, drinking in sunlight, swaying in the wind. And now it has returned to the earth to nourish what comes next. Could you learn to fall like the leaf, not with fear but with grace? There's a story of an old monk and his young student. One autumn afternoon, they sat beneath a great tree, watching leaves drift to the ground. "Master," the student said, "isn't it sad that the leaves must die?" The monk smiled softly. "Sad, no. The tree does not mourn. It knows that without falling leaves there can be no spring buds." You let those words echo in your mind for a moment. The Buddha taught anicca, the impermanence of all things, not to frighten us, but to free us. If we can accept that everything changes, we no longer have to cling so tightly. You pause to kneel in the forest and pick up one of the leaves. Its delicate edges curled inward, veins etched like tiny rivers. You turn it over in your palm, marveling at how something so simple can hold so much beauty. In Zen practice, there's a ritual called ochugen, where students gather fallen leaves and offer them at the temple as a reminder to let go of old attachments. What attachments could you release tonight? A thought that keeps circling in your mind, a story you've told yourself for too long. You imagine placing these in your own small pile of leaves and letting the wind carry them away. There's a gentle breeze now moving through the bamboo and stirring the leaves around your feet. One by one, they lift and swirl into the air before settling again. Zen masters might ask, if even the leaf does not resist falling, Why should you fear change? You close your eyes and feel the cool air on your face. The forest is quiet, except for the soft rustle of leaves. As you breathe in, imagine drawing in calm and spaciousness. As you breathe out, release what no longer serves you. Falling isn't the end. It's simply another part of the cycle. And just as the leaf returns to the earth, so too can you return to stillness. You open your eyes and smile faintly. The forest feels lighter now, and so do you. Section 7. The Silent Bell. Listening beyond noise to discover quiet wisdom within. In the center of the forest, you come upon a small temple. Its walls are weathered with age moss creeping gently over the stone steps. Hanging just outside the entrance is a great bronze bell, but tonight it does not ring. You approach slowly, noticing how the bell's surface glimmers faintly in the moonlight. It's perfectly still, yet even in its silence it seems to hum with an invisible vibration. Zen teachers often speak of the silent bell as a metaphor for the mind. When struck too often by thoughts, worries, or noise, it reverberates endlessly. But when left in peace, its quiet presence fills the air. You stand there listening. At first, all you hear is your own breath. Then the faint sounds of the forest return: the whisper of wind in the bamboo, the distant chirp of a night bird, the soft creak of old wood. The Buddha taught peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Could it be that this silence isn't empty at all? That it's full, overflowing, even with everything you've been longing to hear? There's a Zen story of a monk tasked with keeping watch over the temple bell. Every morning, he would ring it 3 times, sending its deep tones rolling through the valley. One night, in a moment of curiosity, he decided not to strike the bell. At first, he felt uneasy. Had he failed in his duty? But then he noticed how even without the bell's chime, the valley seemed to vibrate with quiet energy, as if the bell's essence had seeped into everything around it. What would happen if you stopped striking the bell in your own mind? If you let the ripples fade, leaving only stillness, you step closer and rest your hand on the cool bronze. The bell is heavy, yet somehow delicate too. Its surface is etched with faint patterns, lotus flowers, flowing water, tiny clouds. Zen practitioners sometimes sit for hours beside such bells, not ringing them, just listening for the silence between sounds. Could you listen like that now? A breeze stirs, and for a brief moment, you imagine the bell moving, not enough to chime, but just enough to remind you of its quiet presence. You take a deep breath. In this silence, there is no need to solve, to fix, to grasp. The world is complete as it is. Zen masters might ask, what sound does a bell make when it is not struck? There's no answer, and perhaps there doesn't need to be one. You let your hand fall away from the bell and step back. The night air feels thick with peace, as if even the stars above are holding their breath. As you turn to leave, you notice your own footsteps, soft, steady, no longer hurrying. And you realize the bell is still silent, but somehow its song is already ringing inside you. Section 8. The Gentle Stream. Letting go, fully resting in stillness and returning home to yourself. You leave the silent bell behind and follow a narrow path that winds downward. The air feels different here, cooler, softer, as though the earth itself is sighing in relief. Soon you hear the sound of water. A gentle stream curls through the forest, its surface reflecting the moonlight like threads of silver silk. You kneel beside it, dipping your fingers into the cool water. It swirls around them lightly, neither pushing nor pulling, just flowing, endlessly patient. The Buddha once said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." The water moves on moment by moment, never clinging to the past, never grasping for the future. It simply flows. Could you live like this stream, soft yet strong, steady yet free? There's an old Zen tale of a monk who sat by a stream for 3 days. When his student asked why, the monk replied, "I wanted to learn how to let go." the stream taught me. You close your eyes and listen. The stream's song is delicate, weaving in and out of silence. Somewhere in its gentle murmurs, you sense a message. You don't need to carry it all. Set it down here, the water will take it. You imagine cupping the water in your hands, letting it trickle through your fingers. It carries away every worry, every tight knot in your chest. You are left with nothing. And in that nothingness, you find peace. Zen masters sometimes ask their students, where does the stream go when it disappears into the earth? There is no answer, only a quiet understanding that all things return to the source. You take a deep breath, your lungs filling with the cool night air. The sound of the stream blends with your heartbeat, slow and steady. Here in this forest, beside this gentle stream, there is nothing to do, nowhere to be, no one to become. You are already enough. And as the wind caresses your face, you feel a truth settling deep within. Letting go isn't losing. It's returning. Story 2. Buddhist Teachings for Relaxation. Vertical Bar Walking the Cloud Path. Mindful Steps to Inner Calm, Section 1. The first step, beginning your walk with gentle awareness and opening to the present moment. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine walking a path high above the earth where soft white clouds swirl around your feet, and every step feels light, like floating. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're listening from tonight and what time it is where you are. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Your bare feet touch the cool, damp earth. The air smells fresh, laced with a faint sweetness, like blossoms carried on the wind. Ahead lies a path winding upward, disappearing into gentle wisps of cloud. You take a breath not too deep, not too shallow, and begin walking. Each step feels deliberate, unhurried. There's no rush. Zen masters often remind their students, when you walk, just walk. But how often do we truly walk? Not to get somewhere, not to finish a task, just to feel the earth beneath us and the air around us. In a small village in Vietnam, a group of monks practiced mindful walking every morning. They'd rise before the sun, step barefoot into the dew-soaked grass, and move slowly, one breath for each step. A villager once asked why they walked so slowly. A monk smiled and said, "Because we're already here." Could you walk like that now? Even in your imagination, step, pause, breathe. Step, pause, breathe. The Buddha taught, there is no path to peace. Peace is the path. You pause for a moment and let those words sink in. What if every step you took could be an arrival, not a means to an end? You hear the faint crunch of gravel underfoot, the soft rustle of leaves as a breeze drifts past. Your senses awaken to details you hadn't noticed before: the faint scent of moss, the way the sunlight glimmers through the clouds, the steady rhythm of your own breath. Some Zen practitioners use a simple phrase with each step: I've arrived. I am home. You try it now. As your foot touches the ground, whisper inwardly, I have arrived. As you lift your other foot, whisper, I am home. How does it feel? The clouds ahead seem to part slightly, revealing more of the path. You notice that you're no longer thinking about where it leads. You're simply here on this step in this moment. Zen masters might ask, if you are always stepping into the present, where is there to go? The thought makes you smile. You don't need an answer. You just keep walking one mindful step at a time. The path feels softer now, like the earth itself is supporting you with each stride. And for the first time in a long while, you realize there's no weight on your shoulders, No urgency, no hurry. Only this breath, this step, and the quiet embrace of the clouds. Section 2. The breath of the clouds. Learning to breathe softly, as if inhaling sky and exhaling tension. The clouds swirl softly around your legs as you walk, cool mist clinging to your skin like a gentle caress. You pause for a moment, feeling your breath move in and out, slow and steady like the rise and fall of the earth itself. Here, high on the cloud path, the air feels lighter, almost as if the world's weight has thinned. Each inhale brings with it a touch of freshness, and each exhale feels like a soft release. The Buddha taught, when you breathe in, know you are breathing in. When you breathe out, know you are breathing out. Such a simple instruction. And yet how often do we really breathe with full awareness? You close your eyes and try now. As you inhale, imagine drawing in the calmness of the sky, the stillness that hovers between each drifting cloud. As you exhale, picture yourself releasing tension like warm air rising and vanishing into the blue. In a small Zen monastery on Mount Hiei, monks practice suizen, a form of blowing meditation where they play a bamboo flute. Instead of words, they pour their breath into music, allowing each note to dissolve into silence. You don't need a flute here. Your own breath is enough. Inhale. Feel the cool air passing through your nose. Exhale. Let it out softly, as if blowing across a still pond and watching ripples spread. The clouds seem to respond, curling lazily in graceful shapes. One drifts close, brushing your cheek with a cool kiss. Zen masters often say clouds do not cling to the sky. Why cling to your thoughts? You smile faintly at the thought. Could your thoughts be as light as these clouds, forming and dissolving, never needing to be held? A breeze passes through the mist, carrying a faint fragrance, something like jasmine and rain. You inhale gently, letting the scent fill your senses. Every breath feels like an act of kindness to yourself, a quiet reminder. You are alive. You are here. You are enough. You open your eyes and take another slow step forward. The path beneath your feet is soft and damp, springy with moss. In this moment, you realize there's no destination. The journey itself is the arrival. The Buddha once asked his students, "Can you breathe without striving? Can you be content in the space between breaths?" You pause again, noticing how your chest rises and falls. The air feels thick with peace, as if the clouds themselves are whispering, "This is all you need." There's nothing to fix, nothing to achieve. Just breath step and the soft embrace of the sky. And as you exhale, you feel something loosen within you, an old knot untying a weight, slipping away like mist. The clouds drift on, and you drift with them, light and free. Section 3. Footprints in Dew. A story of mindful walking and leaving no trace behind. The mist begins to thin as you continue along the path, and soon you see sunlight filtering through. It spills softly over the ground, illuminating tiny droplets of dew clinging to the grass. You pause and crouch low, noticing how each droplet reflects the world in miniature trees. Clouds, even a faint glimmer of your own face gazing back. As you stand, you glance behind you. Your footprints press lightly into the earth, each one a dark, damp impression in the grass. You notice how quickly the dew slides back over them, erasing your trail as though you had never passed. There's a Zen story of a master walking barefoot through a field at dawn. A student followed behind him, trying to step exactly where the master had stepped. But the dew always seemed to cover the master's prints before the student could reach them. Frustrated, the student finally asked, "How do you walk without leaving a mark?" The master smiled and said, "When you stop trying to leave a mark, none will remain." You think about that now, as you walk on. How much of life is spent trying to make an impression, to hold our place in the world, to carve something permanent into a universe that is always shifting? The Buddha taught that clinging even to identity, legacy, or memory creates suffering. He encouraged his followers to move through life lightly, like a bird gliding across the sky, leaving no trace in the air. What would it mean for you to walk that way, not absent but present and free? Stepping with such care that the earth barely notices. There's a practice among some Zen monks where they sweep the temple paths after each step, erasing any footprints behind them. To an outsider, it seems obsessive, but for the monks, it is a teaching. The present moment doesn't need the past to define it. You slow your pace, feeling the soft grass under your bare feet. Step, breathe, release. Each movement feels deliberate, as if the world is watching though no one is here but you and the clouds. The dew sparkles in the sunlight, and you realize how beautiful it is. Not because it lasts, but because it doesn't. Zen masters might ask, if even the dew leaves no trace, what makes you believe you must? You pause for a moment and smile. Perhaps there is a kind of freedom in knowing that everything, even footprints, will be washed away. As you take another step, you notice your feet leaving no mark now. Whether the dew covers them or the earth simply absorbs them, it doesn't matter. You walk on lightly, the path behind you already dissolving into stillness. Each breath feels softer, each step more effortless. The world seems to sigh with you as though sharing the relief of letting go. Here on the cloud path, nothing needs to last. And in that impermanence, you feel calm. Take root in your chest like a tender flower opening its petals for the first time. Section 4. The Whispering Wind. Listening to nature's teachings on acceptance and impermanence. The air shifts around you, carrying with it a soft rhythmic sound, the faint murmur of wind moving through unseen trees. You stop walking and listen. It's not loud or forceful. Instead, it moves like a whisper, circling your ears and stirring the fine hairs on your arms. You close your eyes and feel it roll over your face, cool and light, as if the sky itself is breathing. Zen teachers often say the wind carries messages, though they aren't words we can hear with our ordinary ears. Some call it kaze no ko, the voice of the wind. Others say it's not really the wind that speaks, but the quiet within us that finally begins to listen. You stand still for a moment, breathing deeply. The Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. And here in this gentle wind, that teaching feels alive. The breeze brushes past you again, and this time, you notice how it doesn't cling to anything. It touches the ground, the leaves your skin, and then it moves on. Could you live like that? Moving gently through the world, touching lives without holding too tightly, without being held yourself. There's an old Zen story of a wandering monk who sat in meditation under a tree. When a gust of wind swept through the branches, scattering petals across his robe, he whispered, "Even the wind does not stay. Why should I?" You open your eyes and watch as a single petal from a distant tree floats across the path, spinning in the air before settling softly on the ground. In some monasteries, monks practice listening meditation. They sit with eyes closed, focusing not on their own breath, but on the sounds around them. Birds wind distant voices, letting each sound come and go like ripples in a pond. You try it now. The wind rises and falls. You hear it moving through grass, whistling faintly around stones, sighing as it passes your ears. You notice how it never stays in one place, never lingers too long. Zen masters might ask, if the wind is never still, why do you seek to hold what cannot stay? You take a deep breath, letting the cool air fill your lungs. When you exhale, it feels as if the wind is passing through you too, carrying away thoughts and worries like fallen leaves. The path ahead bends gently, disappearing into a stand of bamboo swaying in the breeze. You begin to walk again, each step lighter than the last. There's nothing to rush toward, nothing to resist. The wind comes, the wind goes, and you flow with it at ease in its quiet dance. And for the first time, in what feels like a long while, you realize there's no need to grasp anything, not even the stillness itself. Section 5. The Bridge of Calm. Crossing over worry with compassion and balance. The path slopes gently downward now, and as you follow it, the sound of trickling water rises in the distance. Soon you see it, a narrow wooden bridge stretching over a slow-moving stream. The bridge is simple, made of smooth planks, worn soft by countless footsteps. The stream below flows so quietly that it seems almost still, its surface broken only by the occasional ripple where a leaf touches down. You pause at the edge of the bridge, resting your hand on the weathered railing. The wood is warm from the day's sun, and beneath your fingers, you feel its gentle texture, smooth in some places, rough in others. Zen teachers often speak of bridges not as places to cross, but as places to pause. A bridge is suspended between two sides, yet in its stillness it belongs to neither. The Buddha taught peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Standing here, you realize how much time is spent seeking, chasing after calm, as if it lives somewhere far ahead on the path. But maybe calm is here already, waiting on this very bridge. You close your eyes and take a breath. The air is cool and sweet with the scent of water and moss. A breeze moves gently across the bridge, bringing with it the faint rustle of leaves and the soft murmur of the stream below. In a monastery in the mountains of Korea, monks sometimes gather on small bridges like this one. They don't speak. They simply stand and breathe, their hands resting lightly on the railing, letting the stream's whisper remind them everything flows, and yet in this moment, nothing needs to change. You open your eyes and step slowly onto the bridge. The wood creaks faintly under your weight, but it holds you steady. There's a practice in Zen called Fukan Zazengi, where you meditate on balance, not in a posture, but in life itself. You imagine your own balance now, one foot in the past, one in the future, and yet your heart suspended in the present, like this bridge above the water. Could you let yourself rest in this in-between space, even if only for a moment? Zen masters sometimes ask their students, which is calmer, the stream that moves or the bridge that stays still? There's no need to answer. Both are calm in their own way, and perhaps so are you. You take another breath, feeling your chest rise and fall like the quiet ripples below. The bridge doesn't hurry you forward. It doesn't urge you back. It simply holds you, offering its calm without asking anything in return. And as you stand there, a thought drifts through your mind like a feather on the water. Perhaps I can offer myself that same kindness. You place your hand lightly on your chest and feel your heartbeat steady, soft, alive. For now, this is enough. Section 6. The Lantern's Glow. Illuminating your inner path through gratitude and stillness. As you step off the bridge, the path begins to rise again, curling toward a small clearing where a single lantern glows softly in the distance. Its light is warm and golden, flickering gently in the evening air. It doesn't shine brightly like the sun, nor does it pierce the darkness. Instead, it rests quietly in its own glow, illuminating only what's near. You walk slowly toward it, each step lighter than the last. The closer you come, the more you feel the lantern's presence, not just as light, but as a kind of invitation. In many Buddhist temples, lanterns are lit at twilight as symbols of gratitude, not for grand events or achievements, but for the simple gift of being here, alive, breathing awake. You pause in front of the lantern and watch the flame dance. It sways a little with the breeze, but never goes out. The Buddha once taught, "A single candle can light 1,000 more, and its life will not be shortened." Could your own light be like this? Steady quiet, offering warmth without needing to burn brighter than it is. You kneel beside the lantern and feel its gentle heat on your face. There's a Zen practice called gasho, where monks bring their palms together in front of a candle, bowing slightly as they offer thanks, not to anyone in particular, but to life itself. You try it now. Your palms press together softly, and for a moment the warmth of your hands matches the glow of the lantern. What are you grateful for in this moment? Not in a hurried way, not in a list to be ticked off, but in a quiet whisper to your own heart. Perhaps gratitude doesn't have to be grand. Maybe it's enough to thank your breath for carrying you here, your feet for walking this far, the soft air for filling your lungs. The flame wavers for a moment, then steadies. You notice how it doesn't strain to shine, it simply does without effort. Zen masters might ask, does the lantern light the darkness, or does the darkness make the lantern glow? You don't try to answer. You just sit there breathing, letting the warm light fill the space around you and within you. In this gentle glow, there is no need to strive, no need to reach. You are already enough, and the light knows it too. As you rise to continue your journey, the lantern remains behind, but its glow stays with you soft and steady, as if it has lit a quiet flame in your own chest. You take a step, and the path unfolds ahead, like a ribbon of moonlight. Section 7. The Open Horizon. Seeing beyond thoughts and resting in spacious awareness. The path widens now, and as you walk forward, the trees begin to thin. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the world opens around you. Before you stretches a vast horizon, painted in soft strokes of lavender and gold. The clouds drift lazily across the sky, their edges glowing with the last light of day. You stand at the edge of a high plateau, the air cooler here, with a faint sweetness that seems to fill your lungs. There's no rush to move on. For now, you let yourself stand still, watching the sky stretch endlessly in all directions. The Buddha taught, the mind is boundless like the sky. Clouds may come and go, but the sky remains. You think of your own thoughts, how they swirl like clouds, sometimes dark and heavy, sometimes light and wispy. And yet beneath them all, there has always been this vast, open space. Could you rest in that space now? There's a Zen story of a student who asked his master, "How can I free my mind?" The master pointed to the sky and said, "The sky is already free. It is only the clouds you are clinging to." You breathe deeply and imagine letting go of those clouds' anxieties about tomorrow, memories of yesterday. Watch them drift away, leaving only the wide, endless sky. In some Zen monasteries, monks climb to high hills at dawn, sitting in silence as the horizon glows with new light. They don't seek answers there. They simply sit, letting the openness remind them that their lives are already enough. You take a seat on a smooth rock, the horizon stretching out before you. Your breath slows naturally now, as if matching the unhurried movement of the clouds. Zen masters might ask, if you are not your thoughts, who are you? There's no need to answer. Instead, you let yourself melt into the quiet, becoming part of the sky, part of the horizon, part of everything. The breeze touches your skin like a soft hand, and in that gentle moment, you realize there is nothing to fix, nothing to hold, nothing to chase. The open horizon doesn't ask anything of you. It simply is, and so are you. As you rise to continue your walk, the air feels lighter, your steps softer. The sky above seems to mirror the calm growing within you, vast and unbroken. Section 8. The Return Home. Letting go fully and resting in the peace that was always within you. The horizon slowly fades behind you as the path curves back into a quiet grove. The air is still holding a warmth that feels almost like an embrace. Each step feels softer now, as though the earth itself is guiding you gently home. You notice the way your feet land more lightly, your breath flowing with ease. There's no hurry, no urgency, just the steady rhythm of walking, of being. The Buddha taught peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. And as you walk, you begin to sense that peace isn't waiting somewhere ahead or hidden in a distant place. It's been here all along, in each breath, each step, each moment you've allowed yourself to soften and let go. Ahead you see the faint glow of a small house, a place you hadn't noticed before. Its windows shimmer with warm golden light, and thin wisps of smoke curl upward from a chimney. You approach the door and pause. There's a Zen teaching. When you return home, you are not the same as when you left. The path has changed you. You place your hand on the wooden door frame, feeling its smooth surface under your fingers. Then you push it open. Inside, the air is warm and filled with the scent of cedar and soft incense. A single candle flickers on a low table, its flame steady and calm. You sit on a cushion near the candle, folding your legs comfortably beneath you. The floor is cool, grounding you as you settle. In Zen, there's a practice called zazen, or sitting meditation. Not to achieve enlightenment, but simply to be fully present. You close your eyes and let your breath guide you. Inhale. Feel the air enter cool and steady. Exhale, feel it leave, carrying with it any last remnants of tension. Zen masters sometimes ask, when you are home, where is there left to go? And here in this moment, you realize there is nowhere else you need to be. Your breath slows naturally. Your body feels lighter, almost as if the house itself is holding you. The journey has brought you here not to a destination, but to yourself. Story 3. The Path to Inner Peace. Vertical bar. Listening to silence. A meditation with soft bells. Section 1. The quiet beginning. Settling into stillness and tuning into the gentle sounds around you. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine sitting in a quiet temple garden as soft bells chime in the distance, each note dissolving slowly into the calm air around you. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And please share your location and local time in the comments below. I'd love to know where you're joining me from. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You sit comfortably on a soft cushion, your back straight but relaxed. The air is cool and carries a faint scent of sandalwood incense, mingling with the subtle fragrance of blooming jasmine nearby. Outside, the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant call of a night bird create a peaceful symphony. At the center of this stillness is a small bell resting quietly beside you. Its bronze surface gleams softly in the dim light. You lift it slowly, feeling its weight, a reminder of the grounded presence you carry within. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from clinging, holding tightly to thoughts, feelings, or identities that inevitably change. Let that idea settle gently into your mind. Clinging fuels suffering, but releasing allows peace. Some Zen monks practice a curious ritual. They sit facing a blank wall for hours, simply watching thoughts drift by without engaging. Like clouds floating across a vast sky, they observe without attachment. As you breathe in, imagine your thoughts as those clouds appearing, moving, and eventually fading into the vastness of your mind. What would happen if you stopped fighting the noise inside? The bell sounds softly now, a clear, pure tone that vibrates through the silence. It doesn't demand your attention. It invites it. You feel your breath slow, deepening naturally as the sound resonates. Each chime is a gentle reminder that you are here now, fully present. Zen masters might ask, what lies beyond the sound and the silence? Can you rest there? You settle into the quiet, allowing the gentle ringing to carry you inward. The world outside fades, and all that remains is this moment, breath, bell, and stillness intertwined. You hear the wind rustling the leaves outside. It's nature's own lullaby, isn't it? The soft hum of your breath becomes a soothing rhythm, syncing with the natural world around you. This is the beginning of your path to inner peace. Section 2. The Bell's Invitation. how the soft ringing draws your mind inward and calms restless thoughts. The bell's soft chime lingers in the air, fading gently into silence. You feel drawn deeper into this moment, where the space between sounds begins to open like a quiet invitation. You breathe slowly, noticing the natural rhythm of your inhalations and exhalations. With each breath, you feel more grounded, as if your body is sinking softly into the earth beneath you. The Buddha taught that mindfulness of breathing is the doorway to calm. When you attend fully to the breath, the way it enters, fills and leaves your body. Your mind settles naturally like water becoming still in a quiet pond. Some monks engage in breath counting, where they silently count each inhalation and exhalation, not to control the breath, but to anchor the wandering mind. You try this now. Inhale silently 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, and so forth, gently returning your focus whenever it drifts. The bell rings again, its tone pure and clear. You notice how the sound fades into the stillness that surrounds it. This silence is not empty, but full, a soft cushion cradling the notes, inviting you to rest in the space itself. Zen masters might ask, can you find the silence between your thoughts? The stillness beneath the noise? What if peace isn't something to be chased, but something to be uncovered in these quiet spaces? As your breath flows steadily, the bell's tone seems to echo inside you, a reminder that presence is always available no matter how busy or chaotic the mind becomes. You notice how the gentle sounds of the room, the soft creak of wood, the whisper of wind through the window become part of your meditation. Nothing distracts. Everything invites calm. The moment stretches expansive and tender. You rest here with breath with bell and with the vast silence that enfolds it all. Section 3. The space between sounds. Discovering peace in the silence that frames each bell's tone. The bell rings softly once more, its tone weaving through the stillness like a thread of light. You find yourself drawn deeper into the silence that surrounds each sound. With your eyes gently closed, you become aware of the space between the bell's rings, the quiet intervals where nothing stirs but your own breath. It is in this subtle space that peace grows like a delicate seed taking root in fertile soil. The Buddha taught that true liberation lies in the present moment, free from clinging to past or future. This silence, is the doorway to awakening. Some Zen monks practice a meditation called listening to silence, where they focus not on the sounds themselves, but on the gaps between them. They say these gaps are the real music, the true essence beyond noise. You try this now. With each ring, let your attention soften, drifting into the quiet that follows. Notice how the silence is not empty, but full and open sky cradling each note. Zen masters might ask, if the sound disappears, does the silence remain? What is the nature of that silence? You wonder about the silence inside your mind. When thoughts arise, can you let them go? Like passing clouds returning always to the clear sky beneath. As you sit, the world seems to slow. The usual chatter of your mind quiets, replaced by a gentle awareness that flows like a soft river through your being. The gentle ringing of the bell becomes a companion on this journey, a steady guide back to the present, back to yourself. You breathe deeply, feeling the calm deepen with every exhale. The silence is alive, vibrant, inviting you to rest in its embrace. You hear the faint rustle of leaves outside their whisper, a lullaby for your soul. The bell's tones fade slowly, melting into the vast stillness. And in that silence, you find the profound peace you have been seeking. Section 4. The breath and the bell. Synchronizing your breath with the bell to deepen relaxation. The bell rings again, its soft tone resonating gently through the still air. You breathe in deeply, feeling the sound merge with your breath. a rhythmic dance of inhale and exhale, bell and silence. There is a natural harmony between the breath and the bell's tone, a synchronicity that invites you to settle more deeply into relaxation. As your lungs fill, imagine drawing in calmness itself, the very essence of peace. And as you exhale, release tension, worries, and distractions. The Buddha taught mindfulness of breathing as the gateway to liberation. When you bring full attention to each breath, you anchor yourself in the present, unshaken by the turbulence of thought. Some Zen monks use the bell as a metronome for meditation, aligning each breath with the sound to maintain steady focus. You try this now. Breathe in slowly as the bell begins, breathe out as it fades, allowing the bell to guide you like a gentle tide. You notice how your body softens, the shoulders drop, the jaw unclenches, the muscles ease. The breath flows freely and your mind quiets. Zen masters might ask, what if your breath is the bell's echo? What if the bell is the breath's whisper? In this moment, breath and bell become inseparable, weaving a seamless fabric of presence. The silence that follows the bell's tone is rich and full, a space where thoughts dissolve and stillness blooms. You hear the soft rustling of leaves outside, the distant chirp of night creatures, and the faint hum of your own heartbeat, a reminder that you are alive, connected, and whole. This mindful breathing is not an effort, but a gentle return home, a soft unfolding into yourself. As the bell rings again, you sink deeper into this rhythm, knowing that each breath, each tone, is a step along your path to inner peace. Section 5. The Wandering Mind. Observing thoughts without judgment as they drift like clouds. The bell's gentle tone fades into the silence, leaving a vast stillness that cradles your awareness. You notice how your mind, which once buzzed with thoughts and worries, now drifts like a leaf on a calm pond, light, untethered and free. Thoughts continue to arise, as they always do, but tonight you watch them with a new kindness. There is no need to chase or judge them, no need to push them away or hold on to them. Instead, you simply observe as if watching clouds drifting slowly across a wide open sky. This is the essence of mindfulness, the art of being present with whatever arises without resistance or attachment. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from clinging to desires and aversions, but when you meet each moment with openness, suffering softens and releases. Some Zen monks practice just sitting meditation, or shikantaza, where they allow thoughts to come and go without interference. Like waves on the ocean, the thoughts rise, peak, and fall back into the depths, leaving the surface clear and undisturbed. Zen masters might ask, if you are not your thoughts, who are you watching them? You rest in this question, quietly noticing that beyond the chatter there is a stillness, a silent, radiant presence that has always been there, waiting patiently beneath the noise. The bell rings again, a soft call that gently draws your attention back whenever your mind wanders too far. It acts as a friendly guide, reminding you to return to the present, to the breath, to the silence. Outside, the wind rustles the trees softly, a natural chorus accompanying your meditation. You hear the distant drip of water, a bird's faint call, and the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat, a subtle reminder of life's ongoing flow. With each breath, each bell, you sink deeper into a spacious calm. The world feels less heavy, your mind more open, and your heart lighter. This wandering mind, once a source of distraction and stress, becomes a source of insight and freedom simply by being seen and accepted. Section 6. The Return to Now. Using the bell as an anchor to gently bring awareness back. The bell's gentle chime fades once more, leaving behind a deep silence that seems to expand within you. This silence is not empty. It is alive, full of presence, warmth, and infinite space. You notice that your breath flows freely, natural and unforced, as if the bell's ringing has opened a doorway to a place beyond thinking and doing. This is the stillness that lies beneath all noise, the silent heart of your being. The Buddha taught that true peace is found not by seeking outside, but by turning inward to discover the vast, unshakable nature of the mind itself. Some Zen monks practice a form of meditation called mokuso, where they sit quietly, often facing a wall, observing the stillness within and around them. It is said that in this silence, wisdom arises naturally, like a lotus blooming in calm water. As you sit, allow yourself to rest fully in this quiet space. Notice how thoughts may still arise, but they no longer pull you away. Instead, you watch them pass like leaves floating on a gentle stream, coming and going without resistance. Zen masters might ask, if silence is your true nature, why do you keep searching? There is no need to answer this question now. Simply be here in this moment as the bell's soft tones echo in your heart. The sound of the wind outside mingles with the distant chime, creating a natural symphony that soothes your soul. You hear the faint crackle of leaves and the steady pulse of your own heartbeat, a reminder of the life flowing through you. You take a deep breath and feel a profound sense of ease wash over you. The mind, once restless, is now calm and spacious. The bell continues to ring, gently guiding you ever deeper into stillness. Section 7. This silent bell practice is not about silence as absence, but silence as fullness, the fullness of presence, awareness, and peace. The soft ringing of the bell fades, leaving a vast and tranquil silence that envelops you like a warm, comforting blanket. In this stillness, your awareness expands beyond the boundaries of your body and mind, merging with the quiet essence of the world around you. You become deeply aware of the gentle rhythm of your breath, the subtle pulse of life flowing within. This is not a breath you control or force. It is the natural breath, the effortless ebb and flow that sustains you moment by moment. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is the root of liberation. By remaining present with the breath and the body, you awaken to the true nature of existence, free from suffering and confusion. Some Zen practitioners speak of the silent bell not as a sound, but as the experience of pure presence, where duality dissolves and only the luminous stillness remains. You imagine yourself as the silent bell, no ringing, no echo, just pure being resonant with peace and clarity. Zen masters might ask, what is the sound of one hand ringing? What is the silence of the bell that never strikes? You rest with these questions without needing answers. Their mystery opens a space within you that is vast and serene. The faint rustle of leaves outside, the distant murmur of a stream, and the soft breath inside you blend into a harmonious symphony of stillness. You feel the deep calm that arises when the mind lets go of all grasping, all striving, and simply rests in the openness of the now. This is the awakened mind, clear, spacious, and boundless. The bell's silent presence remains with you as you sit in this profound peace, carrying the essence of stillness into every moment. The silent bell practice, embracing quietness and the fullness of presence beyond noise. Section 8. The last bell. Resting in deep silence and the stillness of the awakened mind. The last bell's tone fades slowly, dissolving into a vast and gentle silence that stretches beyond words and thoughts. You remain seated, feeling the stillness deepen around you and within you. This silence is not empty. It is the fullness of peace, the quiet source from which all sounds and movements arise and return. You breathe softly, each inhalation drawing in calm, each exhalation releasing tension and worry. The Buddha taught that the true nature of mind is like space, boundless, clear, and free. When you rest in this space, unburdened by judgment or distraction, You discover your inherent peace. Some Zen masters describe this experience as listening to the silence, a practice of resting fully in presence, where the boundaries between self and other sound and silence dissolve into unity. You let yourself sink into this moment, aware only of the breath and the spacious stillness. Your thoughts may come and go like passing clouds, but your attention remains steady anchored in the silence beneath. Zen teachers might ask, when the bell no longer rings, where does the sound go, and where do you go when you let go? There is no need for answers here. Only the deep knowing that all things arise and fall away, and beyond them, there is a quiet, unchanging presence. Outside, the world moves softly, and a gentle breeze stirs the leaves. Distant stars shimmer faintly, and the night embraces all in its tranquil hush. You feel safe, whole, and deeply at peace. This is the path to inner peace, not a distant goal, but a living reality, accessible in every moment. As your breath slows further, feel every worry slip away, like leaves floating down a quiet stream. Peace is here, always has been. Let yourself rest now. Story 4. Wisdom for Sleep Vertical Bar. The Lantern Boat, Floating Gently into Awareness. Section 1. The Floating Lantern. Beginning your journey with gentle light guiding the way. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself holding a small lantern, its warm glow flickering softly in the quiet of night, floating gently on a calm river. Each moment, each breath a delicate dance between light and dark, movement and stillness. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And as you settle in, I'd love to know, where are you listening from tonight? Drop your location and local time in the comments below. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You sit by the riverbank, the soft soil cool beneath you. The lantern's golden light dances on the water's surface, casting shimmering reflections that ripple and shift with the gentle flow. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and blooming lotus flowers, mingling with the faint, comforting aroma of sandalwood incense lingering nearby. You lift the lantern carefully and place it on a small wooden boat. The boat rocks gently, ready to carry the light downstream. The Buddha taught that life is like a river, ever changing and flowing, and that clinging to what passes only fuels suffering. Let that thought sink in as softly as the lantern's glow. Some Zen monks perform a practice known as floating lantern meditation, where they release lanterns onto the water, symbolizing letting go of burdens and illuminating the path with gentle awareness. You imagine setting your worries aboard this tiny boat, trusting the current to carry them away. What would happen if you allowed yourself to float gently on life's river instead of resisting its flow? The night air hums quietly. You hear the water lapping softly against the boat's sides, the rustle of leaves stirred by a tender breeze, and the distant call of an owl, nature's own lullaby. Zen masters might ask, if the light floats freely, what holds you back? You breathe in deeply and feel the calm begin to spread, a quiet light kindling within, steady and warm, just like the lantern on the water. The river flows on, and so do you, floating gently into awareness. Section 2. The River's Embrace. Surrendering to the flow of life without resistance. The lantern boat drifts slowly down the river, carried by a current that feels both gentle and sure. You watch the soft glow flicker against the dark water, a small beacon in the quiet night. The air around you is cool and fragrant, the scent of jasmine mingling with the fresh earth and distant pine. As you follow the boat's slow journey, you begin to notice how the river embraces its path, curving and flowing around stones and bends without resistance or struggle. The water doesn't fight the obstacles. It moves with them, adapting gracefully as it goes. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from resisting the natural flow of life. When you cling tightly to how things should be, you create tension and pain. But when you surrender to the present moment, just like the river, you find peace in allowing life to unfold as it will. You imagine yourself as the river now, your body softening your breath, becoming a rhythm in sync with the water's flow. There's a story in Zen of a wandering monk who, upon seeing a river's calm movement, realized that true strength comes not from force, but from flexibility and acceptance. You try to embody that spirit. Each breath in is a wave rolling toward you. Each breath out is water gently retreating, releasing all that no longer serves. The lantern boat floats on its glow, steady and warm, illuminating the dark path ahead. You feel invited to let go of control, to trust the current, and rest in the ease of the journey rather than the destination. Some monks practice letting go ceremonies where they place symbolic objects into the river, releasing attachments and finding freedom in the flow. Zen masters might ask, if the river does not resist, why do you? You breathe out slowly, feeling your body relax deeper with each moment. The river carries the boat forward effortlessly, and with it you sense a gentle unfolding inside yourself. The night wraps around you like a soft blanket, and the distant stars shimmer faintly above, silent witnesses to the peaceful voyage. You feel your mind quiet, the usual chatter fading into the background, as the simple presence of the river and lantern fill your awareness. Here in this gentle journey, there is nothing to grasp, nothing to hold on to, only the serene acceptance of what is. The lantern boat glides on a tender light, guiding you into stillness and calm. Section 3. The quiet ripples, observing thoughts as gentle waves never holding tight. The lantern boat drifts onward, its soft glow flickering against the dark surface of the river, casting delicate patterns that dance with the water's gentle ripples. You sit quietly watching as the boat glides smoothly, carried effortlessly by the current, like a whisper floating through the night air. The river's surface reflects the stars above each shimmering point of light, twinkling with silent wisdom. As the boat moves, the reflections ripple and shift, reminding you that even the most steady light can dance and change just like your thoughts. The Buddha taught that attachment to permanence is the root of suffering. For all things are transient, ever-changing, like the surface of a river. To embrace the flow of impermanence is to begin to know true freedom. Some Zen monks meditate by the water's edge, observing the flow of the river as a mirror for the mind's movements. They see thoughts as ripples on the water, sometimes small and fleeting, sometimes large and turbulent, but always temporary. You imagine your own thoughts as ripples on the river's surface. Rather than struggling against them, you let them come and go, watching them with gentle curiosity, never grasping, never pushing away. Zen masters might ask, if the river flows and the ripples vanish, what remains beneath the surface? You breathe slowly, feeling the peaceful depths within yourself where the water is still and clear, untouched by waves or wind. This silent space is your true home. The lantern's light softens as it floats further down the river, mingling with the shadows and the moonlight. You feel a deep calm settling into your chest, as if the gentle movement of the boat has carried away a weight you hadn't noticed you were holding. Around you, the night is alive with quiet sounds. The distant call of a night bird, the rustling of leaves stirred by a gentle breeze, and the soothing murmur of water flowing over stones. You realize that you are part of this natural harmony, connected to the river, the light, the sky, and the peaceful silence between all things. There is no need to hurry or fix anything. The river teaches you patience and trust. Just as the water flows naturally to the sea, your journey unfolds in its own perfect time. With each breath, you feel more grounded, more present, more alive in this gentle moment. The lantern boat carries you deeper into awareness, a quiet companion on your path to rest and peace. Section 4. The soft glow within. Finding your inner light amid darkness and stillness. The lantern boat glides smoothly on the river's surface, its gentle light casting a soft glow on the rippling water. You watch as the glow flickers, moving with the current, dancing like a tiny flame carried by the wind. The night air is cool and fragrant, filled with the scent of wet earth and blooming lotus flowers, mingling softly with the delicate aroma of incense lingering nearby. As you follow the boat's gentle journey, you begin to notice how the river's flow mirrors the rhythm of your own breath. Steady, calm, and unhurried. Each inhalation draws in peace and clarity, while every exhalation releases tension and worry. The boat does not rush, nor does it resist. It simply moves, carried gracefully by the water's natural current. The Buddha taught the principle of non-resistance Wu Wei, which means effortless action or flowing with life. When you stop struggling against the current of experience and instead allow yourself to be carried by it, peace arises naturally. Like the lantern boat floating gently downstream, you too can find tranquility by surrendering to the moment. There is a Zen story of a monk who sat beside a river during a storm, watching as debris and fallen leaves tumbled violently in the raging waters. Instead of reacting with fear or frustration, he simply observed, his mind calm and unshaken. When the storm passed, the river resumed its gentle flow, and so did his spirit. This tale reminds us that even in turbulence, there is a place of stillness within us that remains untouched. As you breathe deeply, you let this teaching settle within. You imagine yourself as the river flowing freely around obstacles, bending gracefully when pressed, and always returning to your natural course. Some Zen practitioners use a practice called floating meditation, where they imagine placing their worries and fears onto a boat and watching it drift away down the river, carried safely by the current. You try this now, envisioning your troubles set afloat, growing smaller as they move farther from you. Zen masters might ask, if the river embraces all it carries, why do you reject parts of yourself? You feel a gentle warmth growing inside as you soften your resistance, accepting your feelings, your thoughts, and even your fears without judgment. Like the lantern's glow illuminating the darkness, your awareness brightens with compassion and understanding. The night is alive with soft sounds, the rustle of leaves, the gentle splash of water, the distant call of an owl. These natural whispers become a soothing chorus, grounding you in the present. You sense the lantern boat drifting farther downstream, its light mingling with the shimmering stars above. It feels as though your own spirit is floating alongside, buoyed by the gentle current of awareness and peace. With each breath, you sink deeper into relaxation, your mind quieting, your heart opening. The river and lantern become symbols of your journey, an invitation to let go, trust, and simply be. Section 5. The Driftwood Story. Learning from nature's resilience and graceful letting go. The lantern boat continues its serene journey down the river, its gentle glow flickering softly against the dark, rippling water. You watch as the light reflects off the surface, casting shimmering patterns that dance with the current. The air around you is cool and fragrant, carrying whispers of jasmine and damp earth, mingling with the subtle aroma of sandalwood incense still lingering nearby. As you follow the boat's slow drift, you begin to sense the quiet ripples spreading outward. Soft waves that gently touch the riverbanks, move around rocks, and disappear into the vastness. These ripples are like your thoughts, appearing and fading without resistance, part of the natural flow of life. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from clinging and attachment. When you try to hold on to thoughts, feelings, or experiences too tightly, they cause tension and unrest. But when you observe them as passing ripples on the water, temporary and ever-changing, you free yourself from their grasp and find peace. There is an old Zen story about a monk who was asked, "How do you deal with the distractions of the mind?" The monk replied, "Like ripples on the water, watch them come, watch them go, but do not become the wave." This simple wisdom invites you to witness your own thoughts without judgment or attachment. You imagine your mind as the river's surface, sometimes calm and glassy, sometimes stirred by the wind, but always moving, always changing. Instead of fighting the ripples, you welcome them as part of the journey, allowing each one to pass naturally. The lantern's warm glow feels like a beacon of awareness amidst the shifting reflections. It reminds you that even in change and uncertainty, there is a steady light within your true nature, untouched by the waves of thought. Zen practitioners often use this imagery in meditation, visualizing their consciousness as the river and their thoughts as ripples learning to rest in the underlying stillness beneath the surface. Zen masters might ask, "If the ripples come and go, what remains steady?" You take a deep breath and feel a calm steadiness growing inside a quiet space that holds all experience with gentle acceptance. Around you, the sounds of night deepen the soft rustle of leaves, the distant call of a night bird, the murmuring of water over stones. These natural melodies weave together, creating a peaceful symphony that grounds you in the present moment. The lantern boat drifts onward, carrying your awareness gently forward, floating freely with the current of life. With each breath, you sink deeper into relaxation, your mind quieting, your heart opening. The journey continues, not toward a destination, but into the vastness of presence itself. Section 6. The Night Sky's Mirror. Reflecting on the mind's vastness and clarity. The lantern boat drifts silently through the night, its warm glow a gentle beacon amidst the dark waters. The river, smooth and steady, carries the boat effortlessly, as if cradling it in a tender embrace. The air is thick with the fragrance of blooming lotuses and moist earth blending softly with the lingering scent of incense drifting from a distant temple. You remain seated by the riverbank, feeling the cool soil beneath you grounding and steady. The stillness here is profound, interrupted only by the soft lapping of water against the boat's wooden sides and the distant chorus of night creatures stirring in the shadows. As you watch the lantern float gently onward, you begin to reflect on the soft glow within yourself, the light of awareness that flickers gently, unassuming, but persistent. This inner light is not flashy or demanding. It does not shout or claim attention. Instead, it shines quietly, steadfastly illuminating the path through darkness and uncertainty. The Buddha taught that the true light of wisdom is subtle, often hidden beneath the noise of everyday life. It is this light that guides us to understanding compassion and peace, not through force, but through gentle illumination. Some Zen monks speak of this as the soft glow within a metaphor for the heart's awakening, a quiet knowing that arises when the mind rests peacefully and attention turns inward. This light is present even in the darkest moments, a beacon that never fades. You breathe deeply, feeling this glow awaken inside you. It grows warmer and brighter, with each breath casting away shadows of doubt and fear. There is a story from a Zen master who described awakening as lighting a candle in a dark room. The light does not fight the darkness, it simply shines, and the darkness disappears naturally. You imagine your own inner candle flickering softly but surely illuminating the vastness of your awareness. Zen masters might ask, "If the light is always present, why do we search for it elsewhere?" The night deepens, and the river's surface becomes a mirror, reflecting stars and moonlight. The lantern boat glides slowly, its gentle glow merging with the celestial lights above, a symbol of unity between your inner world and the cosmos. Around you, the sounds of the natural world fade into a soft hum, a lullaby that invites you to rest deeper in this moment. The warmth of your inner light wraps around you like a soft shawl, comforting and steady. As you sit bathed in this glow, you feel your mind quiet and your heart open. The journey of the lantern boat is also your own, a path toward gentle awareness, peaceful presence, and radiant calm. You take a final slow breath, feeling the light inside you expand softly outward, touching every corner of your being with compassion and peace. Section 7. The returning current. Coming back to awareness with kindness and patience. The lantern boat continues to glide slowly through the calm river, its warm glow flickering softly against the dark waters. You sit quietly on the riverbank, watching as the light dances gently with the ripples reflecting the countless stars scattered across the night sky. The air around you is cool, carrying the delicate scent of lotus blossoms mixed with the faint aroma of cedarwood incense from a nearby temple. As the boat drifts further, you begin to sense a profound stillness settling within yourself, a spacious calm that expands beyond the noise of thoughts and the busyness of the day. This stillness is not emptiness, but a vibrant, living presence, a place where awareness rests without effort. The Buddha taught that the nature of mind is vast and clear like the sky, and thoughts are like passing clouds that neither disturb nor diminish the sky's true essence. To realize this is to awaken to your own boundless nature. Some Zen practitioners use the metaphor of the silent bell, a bell that does not ring, but whose presence fills the entire space with a subtle resonance. This silent bell symbolizes the awakened mind, fully present, aware, and free from disturbance. You imagine yourself as this silent bell. No sound, no movement, just a still presence radiating peace and clarity. Zen masters might ask, what is the sound of one hand ringing? What is the silence of a bell that never strikes? You rest with these questions, knowing there is no need to find answers. The mystery opens a doorway into the deep silence that underlies all experience. Around you, the night is alive with soft sounds. The gentle rustle of bamboo leaves in the breeze, the distant call of an owl, the soothing murmur of the flowing river. These natural sounds weave together, creating a symphony of stillness that anchors you in the present moment. With each breath, your heart softens, and the spacious calm grows stronger. You feel connected to the vastness of the universe, yet rooted deeply in your own peaceful presence. The lantern boat, now a tiny flicker in the distance, carries you gently toward the end of your journey, a place of profound rest and quiet awakening. Section 8. The final float. Resting deeply in calm, embraced by the quiet night. The lantern boat fades gently into the distance, its warm glow becoming a soft flicker against the vast darkness of the river. You remain seated on the riverbank, wrapped in a profound stillness that feels as vast as the night sky itself. The silence here is not empty, but full of presence, warmth, and the quiet knowing that has been with you all along. Each breath you take deepens your connection to this peaceful space, a sanctuary within where worries and restlessness dissolve like morning mist. The Buddha taught that true peace comes from turning inward and resting in the nature of mind, which is clear, boundless, and free from disturbance. When you cease the endless chase after distractions and settle fully into the present moment, you touch this innate calm. Some Zen masters describe this as listening to the silence, a practice of embracing stillness so deeply that it becomes alive and vibrant, a fertile ground from which wisdom and compassion naturally arise. As you breathe softly, you notice how your thoughts still arise and fall away like clouds drifting across the sky. But you no longer cling to them, nor push them away. You simply watch with gentle awareness, resting in the silent space beneath. Zen teachers might ask, when the bell no longer rings, where does the sound go? And where do you go when you let go? There is no need to answer. Instead, you allow yourself to dissolve into this spacious silence, this peaceful home, where all things arise and return. Outside, the night continues its quiet dance. The breeze stirs the leaves, Softly distant stars shimmer faintly, and the river flows with steady grace. You feel safe, whole, and deeply at peace. This is your true nature, always present beneath the surface of everyday life. As your breath slows and softens, feel every worry slip away like leaves drifting down a quiet stream. Peace is here. Peace has always been here. Story 5. Zen Stories for Sleep Vertical Bar. The Old Pine Trees Whisper. Finding Peace in Stillness, Section 1. The old pine tree. Sitting beneath the ancient pine and sensing its quiet strength. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself sitting beneath an ancient pine tree, its gnarled branches stretching toward the sky, whispering softly in the breeze. The air is cool and carries the fresh scent of pine needles mixed with the earthiness of moss. Around you, the quiet hum of nature weaves a soothing lullaby. Leaves rustling gently, birds settling down for the night, and the distant flow of a nearby stream. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you settle in, please share your location and local time in the comments. I'd love to know where you're joining from tonight. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You sit down on the soft forest floor, feeling the cool earth beneath you, firm yet forgiving. The old pine tree towers above its rough bark, textured and weathered by centuries of wind, rain, and sun. Despite the passing seasons, the pine stands tall and steady, a silent witness to countless dawns and dusks. You notice the way the branches sway slightly with the breeze, each needle catching the light, like a tiny emerald sparkling gently in the fading sunlight. It's as if the tree is breathing with the forest, slow, deep, and unhurried. The Buddha taught that clinging to the transient causes suffering, but the wise learn to find peace in acceptance and stillness. Like the old pine, rooted deep and unmoved by passing storms, there is a calm within you that can remain steady no matter what arises. Some Zen monks spend hours sitting beneath ancient trees, practicing forest meditation, a way to reconnect with the natural rhythm of life. They listen deeply to the whispers of the forest, the soft crackle of needles, the hum of insects settling in the distant call of an owl. And let these sounds guide their mind into stillness. You listen now, your breath matching the slow dance of the branches. You feel the tension in your body begin to ease as you sink into this quiet presence. Zen masters might ask, what wisdom does the old pine share with you when you listen without words? You close your eyes briefly and imagine the tree's breath slow and steady echoing within you. There is a profound peace in this moment. A whisper carried on the wind, a reminder that stillness is always here waiting for you to rest in it. The forest hums softly around you. And you realize that, like the pine, you too can stand tall and calm, no matter the storms that come and go. Section 2. The breath of the forest. Feeling the rhythm of nature's breath intertwined with your own. You settle more deeply beneath the old pine tree, feeling the gentle pulse of life all around you. The forest breathes slowly, a rhythm ancient and unhurried, as if the very earth beneath your feet inhales and exhales with the seasons. The air is cool, fragrant with the scent of pine needles and damp moss mingling softly with the freshness of evening dew. A breeze moves through the branches above, carrying a gentle rustle that sounds like whispered secrets, nature's own quiet language. You notice how your breath begins to synchronize with this natural rhythm. Inhale. The cool, fresh air fills your lungs, crisp and clear. Exhale, releasing any tension or hurried thoughts, letting them drift away like fallen leaves on a calm stream. The Buddha taught that mindfulness of breath is a powerful gateway to peace. When you focus fully on your breathing, you anchor yourself in the present moment, allowing worries about past or future to dissolve gently into stillness. Some Zen monks practice a method called forest breath meditation, where they breathe deeply in tune with the environment, breathing in the life of the trees, breathing out gratitude and calm. You try this now, imagining your breath as the breath of the forest itself. With each inhale, you draw in strength and calm from the pine tree's roots deep in the earth. With each exhale, you send back thanks and release all that no longer serves you. You feel your body soften, your shoulders drop, your face relaxes, and a warmth spreads through your chest. The steady rhythm of your breathing matches the gentle sway of the branches above, as if you and the tree are breathing as one. Zen masters sometimes say that true peace arises when we stop resisting the flow of life and begin to move with its natural currents, like leaves carried effortlessly on the wind. You wonder, what if I allowed myself to breathe like the forest breathes? What if I trusted the slow, steady rhythms beneath all the noise? Around you, the whispering needles of the pine tree murmur softly, and you realize they are teaching you patience, presence, and the beauty of simple being. Zen masters might ask, how does the breath of a tree differ from the breath of a person, and what if they are the same? You smile softly, feeling the boundary between yourself and the tree begin to blur. There is no separation here, only unity, stillness, and the shared breath of life. The forest seems to hum with gentle life. You hear the faint buzz of insects settling for the night, the distant croak of frogs near a quiet pond, and the soft rustle of leaves stirred by the evening breeze. You settle more deeply into this peaceful rhythm, feeling your breath slow even further each inhale, and exhale a gentle wave, carrying you towards stillness. In this moment, the old pine tree's breath becomes your breath, and the forest's stillness your own. Section 3. The whispering needles, listening to the soft sounds of pine needles and their gentle lessons. The whispering of the pine needles above you grows softer, yet more profound, as if the old tree is sharing a secret that only those who listen with still hearts can hear. You remain seated, eyes half closed, letting the gentle rustle become a soothing melody that wraps around your mind like a silken shawl. The pine needles move in the breeze with a rhythm both unpredictable and steady, a dance that has played out for centuries. Each needle seems to speak of patience, resilience, and the quiet strength found in stillness. As they sway, you notice how their sound varies, sometimes sharp and crisp, other times soft and breathy, much like the flow of your own thoughts and emotions. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is the path to liberation, being fully present to whatever arises without clinging or aversion. This presence can be as subtle as the whispering needles, easy to overlook, yet profoundly grounding when embraced. Some Zen monks practice a meditative listening called mimishin, where they sit in silence, focusing solely on the natural sounds around them. They learn to perceive the music in the smallest movements, the wind's caress, the insect's chirp, the faint tapping of falling needles. This practice trains the mind to rest in the present, dissolving worries into the richness of now. You try this with your own breath and the sounds of the pine. The needle's whisper invites you to slow even more, to notice the space between each sound, the silence that holds them, and the calm beneath your thoughts. Zen masters might ask, what does the pine say in the silence between whispers? And how might you learn to hear that silence within yourself? You reflect on how often your mind rushes to fill every moment with noise, plans, memories, fears, all competing for attention. Yet, here in the stillness beneath the pine, you find that the true message lies not in the noise, but in the quiet pauses, the spaces between. You notice your body relaxing further. Your jaw unclenches, your shoulders soften, and your heart beats with a slower, steadier rhythm. Each breath becomes a gentle wave, rising and falling with ease. The ancient pine stands silently above its long needles, trembling in the wind like a whispered chant of patience and peace. You feel a deep connection to this timeless presence, an echo of your own steady breath and quiet mind. Outside the forest's night chorus plays softly the distant call of a night bird, the rustle of small animals in the underbrush, and the gentle murmur of a nearby stream. These natural sounds become a lullaby, guiding you deeper into calm. As you listen, you realize the pine's whisper is more than sound. It's a metaphor for life's gentle rhythms. It teaches you to move with grace, to sway without breaking, and to find strength in stillness. The Buddha's teaching that clinging fuels suffering resonates clearly now. You see how holding on too tightly to thoughts or emotions causes tension, but allowing them to come and go, like the pine's whispered rustle, creates space for peace. Zen masters might ask, if the pine can endure centuries with quiet strength, what might happen if you did the same? You breathe slowly, feeling the whisper of the pine tree settle deep within you, a quiet reminder that peace is not something to seek outside, but a stillness to return to within. The forest around you breathes with life, calm and steady. You are part of this great unfolding, rooted like the old pine, then swaying with the breeze and resting in the whispering stillness. Section 4. Roots deep in earth. Discovering stability and calm through the tree's grounded roots. You remain seated beneath the old pine, allowing its quiet presence to deepen your sense of grounding and calm. The roots of the ancient tree stretch far and wide, beneath the earth unseen, but unwavering, anchoring it through storms and seasons alike. You imagine these roots as a symbol of stability, a calm foundation that supports even the tallest, most weathered branches. The air around you carries a cool freshness mingled with a faint aroma of pine resin and moist soil. You inhale deeply, feeling the breath fill your lungs and spread warmth throughout your body. Each exhale releases any remaining tension, loosening tightness in your shoulders and softening your mind. The Buddha taught that a calm and grounded mind is essential to true understanding and compassion. When your mind is rooted like the old pine's vast network of roots, you can weather the storms of life with equanimity and grace. There is a Zen practice called shikantaza, or just sitting, where practitioners simply sit with an upright posture, attentive yet relaxed, letting thoughts and feelings arise and pass without attachment. This practice invites you to find stillness by resting in your natural groundedness, much like the pine tree firmly anchored beneath the soil. You envision yourself as the pine tree's roots, strong, steady, and invisible beneath the surface, nourishing the life above. Despite the shifting winds and changing weather, these roots keep the tree rooted and resilient. Zen masters might ask, how deep do your roots reach? What anchors you when the winds blow strong? You pause to consider this feeling, the connection between your breath, your body, and the earth beneath you. There is a quiet strength in this awareness, a knowing that you are held and supported even when you cannot see the foundation. Around you, the forest continues its gentle symphony. The distant drip of water, the soft rustle of leaves, and the occasional call of a night bird. Each sound is a reminder that life is a dynamic balance of movement and stillness, growth and rest. You notice how the shadows play across the tree trunks, shifting as the moonlight filters through the branches. Light and dark dance together, neither permanent, both essential to the whole. This dance mirrors your own inner landscape, the interplay of thoughts, feelings, and the silent space beneath them. The Buddha taught that clinging to permanence causes suffering, but embracing impermanence leads to liberation. The old pine, standing firm yet bending with the wind, embodies this wisdom perfectly. You breathe slowly, letting the lesson sink deep into your heart. With each inhale, you draw in strength and calm. With each exhale, you release resistance and fear. Zen masters might ask, Can you be like the pine, steadfast and flexible, grounded and free? You rest in this question quietly, feeling your body soften and your mind expand. There is no need to force an answer. The wisdom flows naturally in the stillness. The old pine's presence is a gentle invitation to find your own roots, to discover the calm, steady center within that can hold you through life's changes. As the night deepens, you feel a profound peace settle over you, wrapping you in a warm embrace. You are grounded, steady, and connected to yourself, to the earth, and to the timeless wisdom of the pine. Section 5. The stillness of time. Understanding timelessness through the pine's silent witness. The old pine stands silently above you, its roots deep in the earth, its branches reaching toward the sky. You sit still, breathing slowly, and watch as the light filters through its needles, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor. The interplay of light and shadow is a quiet dance, ever-changing yet constant, much like the nature of your own mind. The Buddha taught that the world is impermanent, always in flux, and that recognizing this truth brings freedom from suffering. The shadows shifting beneath the pine remind you of this delicate balance. Nothing stays the same. Yet there is an enduring essence that persists beyond change. You feel the cool earth beneath you, solid and reassuring, a reminder that no matter how thoughts arise and pass, there is a foundation you can trust. This foundation is not outside of you, but within the stillness at the core of your being. There is a Zen story about a monk who sat beneath an old tree during a storm. As the wind howled and rain battered the branches, the monk remained calm, untouched by the fury around him. When the storm passed, the tree had bent but not broken. The monk smiled, realizing that true strength comes from yielding, from being both flexible and rooted. You imagine yourself as this tree, strong yet supple, enduring the storms of life without losing your center. Each breath deepens this sense of resilience, filling you with quiet confidence. Zen masters often speak of the middle way, a path between extremes of rigidity and chaos. The old pine embodies this wisdom, perfectly bending with the wind, but anchored firmly in the earth. As you breathe in, you draw strength from this middle way. As you breathe out, you release tension and the need to control. You let yourself be carried by the natural rhythm of life, trusting in your own capacity to adapt and endure. The forest around you grows quieter as night deepens. You hear the soft rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, and the faint trickle of a nearby stream. These sounds become a gentle lullaby, guiding you deeper into calm. Zen masters might ask, if the tree bends and the wind blows, who is it that stands steady? You rest with this question, letting it open a space of contemplation. The answer is not a word, but a felt, knowing the deep stillness within that witnesses all without being moved. You feel this stillness now, a calm presence that has always been part of you, waiting patiently beneath the surface of activity and thought. The old pine's whisper is a call to find peace in this stillness, to trust in the quiet strength that sustains you through every season. As you breathe slowly, you feel your body relax completely, your mind softening into spacious awareness. You are rooted, flexible, and calm. Section 6. The Dance of Shadows. Observing shifting light and shadow as a metaphor for life's flow. The dance of shadows beneath the old pine continues, casting delicate patterns that shift and sway with the gentle breeze. You remain seated, your attention drawn to this quiet play of light and darkness, a living metaphor for the ebb and flow of life itself. As the shadows move, you become aware of the impermanence woven into each moment. Nothing remains fixed. Everything changes just as your thoughts, emotions, and sensations arise and pass away. Yet, beneath this constant flux, there is a stillness that remains untouched, like the space between the shadows. The Buddha taught that understanding impermanence anicca is a key step toward liberation. By seeing clearly that all things arise, change, and fade, you learn to loosen your grip on what cannot last, finding freedom in acceptance. Some Zen monks contemplate the dance of light and shadow as a koan, a paradoxical question meant to transcend ordinary thinking. They watch how shadows emerge and vanish, inviting the mind to rest beyond dualities of good and bad, presence and absence. You try this yourself. You watch the shadows beneath the pine, noticing how they shift with no effort, neither clinging nor resisting. You wonder how your mind might learn the same graceful flow, allowing thoughts to come and go without judgment or attachment. Zen masters might ask, if light and shadow are inseparable, how can you cling to one and reject the other? You breathe slowly, sensing how the dance of shadows reflects your own inner rhythms, the moments of clarity and confusion, peace and restlessness, all part of a whole. Around you, the forest breathes quietly, the soft rustle of leaves, the distant call of a night bird, and the faint trickle of water blending into a symphony of stillness. You feel your own breath deepen, syncing with the gentle movements of the shadows and the whispering pine needles. The old tree's timeless presence reminds you that life's changes need not disturb your inner peace. Like the pine that bends with the wind, yet stands firm, you can embrace life's dance with openness and grace. The interplay of light and shadow invites you to relax into the flow, resting in the awareness that holds all things without grasping. You smile softly, feeling a tender calm spreading through your chest as you settle more deeply into the present moment. Zen masters might ask, what do you see when you look beyond the shadows? You let this question settle without seeking an answer, knowing that in the space beyond thought lies the true peace you have been seeking. The night grows deeper, the shadows longer, and you feel cradled in a quiet embrace, safe, steady, and still. Section 7. The Silent Guardian. Embracing patience and protection found in the pine's quiet presence. The old pine tree stands tall and silent as the shadows lengthen and the evening deepens. You sit beneath its sturdy branches, wrapped in the quiet embrace of the forest's fading light. The air is cool and filled with the subtle scent of pine resin and moist earth, grounding you in the present moment. The Buddha taught that patience and compassion are vital virtues on the path to peace. Like the pine tree that quietly endures the changing seasons without complaint, you too can cultivate patience with yourself and others, embracing life's challenges with gentle kindness. Some Zen practitioners view the old pine as a silent guardian, a witness to the passage of time and the unfolding of life's mysteries. Its presence offers a sense of protection and steady calm, reminding you that you are held even when the world feels uncertain. You close your eyes and breathe deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs and the steady pulse of life within your body. You sense the pine's energy flowing through the ground into your feet, rising like a gentle current that steadies and supports you. Zen masters might ask, what does it mean to be a guardian of your own heart? You reflect on this quietly, understanding that self-compassion and patience allow your inner strength to grow, just as the pine's roots deepen with each passing year. The soft rustle of the needles overhead blends with the distant call of a night bird, creating a soothing chorus that envelops you. The forest breathes with you, a living rhythm that invites you to rest deeply in stillness. You notice the way your mind softens, the usual busyness quieting into a gentle, steady calm. You are present, alive, and at peace. The old pine tree's silent watchfulness inspires you to embrace your own quiet power, a strength born not from force, but from stillness and resilience. As the twilight deepens into night, you feel a profound connection to the tree, the earth, and the timeless wisdom that flows through them. Zen masters might ask, How do you hold space for yourself in the midst of life's storms? You breathe slowly, finding your answer in the steady rhythm of your heart and the unwavering presence of the pine. You sit embraced by the quiet guardian's watchful calm, ready to face whatever comes with grace and openness. Section 8. The pine's final whisper, resting fully in stillness and peace, guided by the old pine's voice. The old pine tree's whisper seems to settle deeper into your being as night drapes the forest in a quiet velvet darkness. You remain seated, your body relaxed, your breath steady and slow, merging with the rhythm of the nocturnal world around you. The cool night air carries faint scents of pine resin and damp earth, mingling with the soft hum of distant insects and the occasional rustle of small creatures moving through the undergrowth. You feel a profound stillness enveloping you, one that isn't merely the absence of noise, but a presence, a living silence that breathes with gentle life. It is here in this sacred space, beneath the ancient branches, that you discover a peace untouched by time or circumstance. The Buddha taught that true peace arises not from external conditions, but from resting in the nature of mind, itself open, spacious, and free from clinging. This stillness is always present, waiting patiently beneath the surface of thoughts and emotions, like the quiet earth supporting the towering pine. Some Zen monks describe this experience as listening to the whisper of the tree, a metaphor for tuning into the subtle, ever-present silence that underlies all experience. It is a place beyond words and concepts where wisdom and compassion arise naturally from the heart. As you breathe softly, you feel your thoughts begin to slow, each one a fleeting shadow passing gently across the vast sky of your mind. You watch them come and go without grasping or resistance, resting instead in the unchanging space that holds them. Zen masters might ask, what remains when all the whispers cease? Where do you rest when you let go? You do not need to answer with words. Instead, you sink into that resting place, deep, calm, and unshakable. It is your true home, the silent heart of your being. The night deepens further, and the stars peek through the canopy above their soft light, shimmering like tiny lanterns in the vast darkness. The old pine tree stands sentinel, its branches reaching upward as if to touch those distant points of light. You feel a gentle warmth spreading through your chest, a quiet joy born of connection to the tree, the earth, the sky, and the endless cycle of life itself. In this moment, all worries and burdens dissolve like mist in morning sun. You are held in a gentle embrace of stillness and grace. As your breath slows to a whisper, imagine every care slipping away like leaves floating down a tranquil stream. Peace is here. Peace has always been here. Let yourself rest now, wrapped in the old pine tree's timeless whisper. Story 6. Buddhist Teachings for Relaxation, Vertical Bar. The Bamboo Grove, Breathing and Smiling with Thich Nhat Hanh. Section 1. Entering the bamboo grove. Settling into nature's embrace and opening to mindful breathing. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself stepping softly into a lush bamboo grove. The tall, slender stalks rising gracefully toward the sky, their leaves whispering secrets in the gentle breeze. The air is fresh and cool, tinged with the earthy scent of damp soil and green leaves. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And please share your location and local time in the comments. I'd love to know where you're joining me from tonight. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. And let's ease into tonight's journey together. You walk slowly into the bamboo grove, feeling the soft earth beneath your feet cushioned by fallen leaves and moss. The slender bamboo stalks sway gently overhead, creating a rhythmic rustle, a natural song that calms and centers you. The sunlight filters through the leaves, casting dancing patterns of light and shadow on the ground. You pause for a moment, taking a deep breath, inhaling the crisp green air. It fills your lungs like a refreshing wave, washing away the fatigue and tension of the day. As you exhale, you feel your body soften, releasing any tightness or worry. The Buddha taught that mindful breathing is a direct path to peace. When you bring your full attention to each breath, you anchor yourself in the present moment, letting go of distractions and finding calm. Thich Nhat Hanh, a beloved Zen master, often emphasized the power of conscious breathing, combined with a gentle smile. He called it breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. This simple practice opens the door to joy and relaxation, even amid life's challenges. You try this now, breathing in deeply and slowly, feeling the air fill your lungs. As you breathe out, you offer yourself a soft smile, a warm expression of kindness and acceptance. The bamboo around you seems to join in this rhythm, its leaves whispering softly in the breeze, like a choir singing a lullaby for your spirit. Zen masters might ask, what happens when you smile with your breath? Can the simplest gesture transform the deepest tensions? You breathe again, smiling inwardly, sensing a gentle wave of peace spreading through your chest. As you continue your slow walk, the grove feels like a sanctuary, a place where time slows and the mind can rest. The rustle of bamboo leaves the distant chirp of a bird, and the soft crunch of your footsteps become part of your meditation, inviting you to sink deeper into stillness. In this sacred grove, breathing and smiling become a dance, a harmonious flow that reconnects you with the joyful essence of life. Section 2. Breathing with awareness. Learning to connect deeply with each breath, inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings. You continue walking through the bamboo grove, each step slow and deliberate, feeling the soft earth beneath your feet. The slender green stalks rise gracefully around you, their tall forms swaying gently in the breeze, like silent sentinels watching over you. The dappled sunlight filters through the canopy, creating shifting patterns that seem to dance with your breath. As you breathe in, you become aware of the rhythm of your inhalation and exhalation. Deep, calm, and steady. The fresh scent of bamboo leaves mingles with the earthy aroma of moss and soil, grounding you in the present moment. Each breath carries a sense of renewal, inviting you to let go of tension and embrace ease. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that mindful breathing is more than just a technique. It is a way to touch life deeply and fully. When you breathe consciously, you open the door to your true self, a place of peace that resides beneath the surface of busy thoughts and worries. You practice the simple phrase he often recommends, breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. As you repeat this silently, you notice the shift inside you, the softening of muscles, the lifting of the heart, the quiet smile that arises naturally. There's a beautiful story from Thich Nhat Hanh about a bamboo grove he once visited. The grove was home to a forest of bamboo, each stalk leaning and bending, but never breaking, teaching the lesson of resilience and flexibility. The bamboo, he said, is a perfect teacher. It shows how to be strong and grounded, yet adaptable and gentle. You imagine yourself as one of those bamboo stalks, rooted deeply in the earth, yet able to sway with the wind's gentle touch. This image invites you to release rigidity and embrace a flow that is both firm and flexible. The sound of bamboo leaves rustling above you becomes a meditation in itself, a natural song that invites you to listen deeply. Each rustle is a whisper of impermanence and connection, reminding you that life moves in cycles and nothing is fixed. Zen masters might ask, how can you breathe like bamboo, rooted flexible and free? You breathe deeply again, feeling the strength and grace of bamboo flowing through your own body. There is no need to force or resist. Simply breathe and smile, letting each moment unfold naturally. The forest around you is alive with quiet sounds, the distant call of a bird, the gentle hum of insects settling for the night, and the soft sigh of the breeze weaving through the leaves. Your mind becomes stiller, less cluttered, as you sink into this gentle rhythm of breathing and smiling. You feel a lightness growing inside, a quiet joy that rises like a soft flame in your chest. With each mindful breath, you cultivate a deeper connection to the present, to the grove, and to the peaceful spirit of Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings. This moment is your refuge, a place where you can rest fully, breathe freely, and smile gently. Section 3. The smile within, cultivating joy and compassion through the simple practice of smiling with the breath. The soft rustling of bamboo leaves accompanies your steady, mindful steps as you continue through the grove. Each stalk, slender and tall, seems to sway in harmony with your breath, creating a serene symphony that gently soothes your senses. The sunlight filters softly through the dense canopy, dappling the forest floor with patches of warmth and light that shift slowly as the breeze moves. Breathing deeply, you notice how the simple act of breathing can transform your entire experience. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that conscious breathing is a way to come home to yourself, to the present moment, where peace and joy quietly reside. With each inhalation, you breathe in calm and clarity. With each exhalation, you release stress and tension. There's a delightful practice that Thich Nhat Hanh shares called the smiling breath. It invites you to smile gently as you breathe out, bringing a sense of warmth and tenderness to your body and mind. You try this now, feeling the smile blossom quietly from within, softening the muscles around your eyes and lips. The bamboo grove becomes a mirror for this inner state, and each stalk flexible yet strong, rooted deep in the earth, yet bending gracefully with the wind. Like bamboo, your breath carries you through the moments with resilience and ease. Zen masters often reflect on the metaphor of bamboo to teach lessons of flexibility and endurance. The bamboo doesn't resist the storm. It bends and sways, surviving the tempest without breaking. This teaches us how to live gently with life's ups and downs, embracing change with open-hearted grace. You imagine yourself standing tall and supple like the bamboo, anchored firmly, but able to flow with whatever comes your way. The weight of worry begins to lift as you breathe and smile, anchored in the gentle present. The sound of the forest deepens. A bird calls softly, an insect hums, nearby the leaves whisper. These subtle sounds become a natural meditation, inviting your attention to settle on the simplicity of being. The Buddha's teaching that the present moment is the only moment available to us feels alive and true here. As you breathe and smile, you realize that peace isn't something to chase or acquire, but something to awaken within your own awareness. Zen masters might ask, if bamboo can bend without breaking, how might you soften without losing strength? You rest with this question, letting it open a spaciousness inside you, where tension dissolves and calm arises naturally. The smile with your breath becomes a gentle anchor, reminding you that joy and relaxation are always accessible when you return to your breath. You feel lighter, softer, and more connected with each mindful step and each tender smile. The bamboo grove, alive with whispering leaves and dappled light, becomes a sanctuary, a place where your mind can rest and your heart can smile freely. Section 4. Walking meditation. Moving mindfully among bamboo stalks, feeling each step as a sacred act. As you continue your mindful journey through the bamboo grove, you become increasingly aware of the simple beauty surrounding you. The tall, slender stalks of bamboo reach skyward, their green hues vibrant and soothing. Their leaves flutter gently in the breeze, creating a soft rustling sound that fills the quiet forest like a natural lullaby. The sunlight filters through the canopy, casting ever-changing shadows that dance lightly on the forest floor, inviting you to observe without judgment or hurry. Your breath deepens, steady and calm, syncing naturally with the rhythm of the bamboo's movement. You inhale, drawing in the fresh, crisp air that carries the subtle scent of earth and leaves. You exhale, releasing tension and allowing your body to soften. Each breath feels like a gentle wave flowing in and out, connecting you to the grove's peaceful energy. Thich Nhat Hanh often teaches that true relaxation comes not from forcing the body or mind to stop, but from embracing the present moment with acceptance and kindness. Breathing and smiling together creates a powerful practice that opens the heart and calms the mind. As you breathe in, you feel your body soften the muscles around your face and neck, releasing any tightness. When you breathe out, you smile gently, not just with your lips, but with your entire being. This smile is an expression of gratitude and love, a quiet acknowledgement of the preciousness of this moment. You notice how the bamboo's flexibility inspires this practice. Bamboo bends gracefully with the wind rather than resisting it. It adapts to the forces around it without breaking. This teaches us to cultivate resilience through softness, to meet life's challenges not with rigidity, but with openness and fluidity. The Buddha taught that clinging creates suffering, but when we let go and flow like bamboo, we find peace even amid difficulties. You imagine yourself as a bamboo stalk rooted firmly in the ground, yet flexible enough to sway and dance with the breeze. There is a Zen story about a bamboo forest that survived a fierce storm because the stalks bent with the wind rather than snapping. The next day, the forest was intact, vibrant, and alive. This story reminds us that strength is not always about hardness. Sometimes it lies in gentleness and adaptability. As you continue to breathe and smile, you feel a growing sense of ease and spaciousness. Your mind quiets, and you begin to notice the subtle sounds around you. The distant bird call, the soft crunch of leaves underfoot, the whisper of the wind through the bamboo leaves. Zen masters might ask, if you could be as flexible as bamboo, how would your life change? What burdens could you release by bending instead of resisting? You pause to reflect, sensing how resistance to change often causes tension, while acceptance invites peace. The simple act of smiling with your breath becomes a gentle reminder that you can approach life with kindness toward yourself and others. The sunlight shifts again, and the patterns on the ground change as the bamboo leaves sway. You feel connected, not just to the grove, but to a deeper current of life flowing through everything. Your breath slows even more. Each inhalation, a tender gift, each exhalation, a soft release. You are here now, breathing and smiling like the bamboo that bends gracefully, rooted and free. Section 5. The sound of the bamboo. Listening deeply to nature's music as a path to inner calm. As you move deeper into the bamboo grove, your steps grow lighter, more mindful. Each footfall a gentle connection with the earth beneath you. The soft rustle of bamboo leaves fills the air with a soothing rhythm, like nature's own meditation music. You feel the pulse of life all around, the gentle sway of stalks, the delicate play of light and shadow, the soft whisper of wind weaving through the forest. Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings remind us that walking itself can be a profound meditation, a way to bring awareness into every step. Walking meditation transforms the ordinary act of moving into a sacred practice of presence and gratitude. Each step becomes a chance to connect with the earth, to feel grounded and alive. You slow your pace and bring full attention to your walking, lifting your foot, moving it forward, and placing it gently on the ground. Your movements are deliberate, calm and purposeful. You feel each point of contact, the slight give of the soil, the cool touch of a leaf brushing your ankle. Breathing in, you feel the energy of the grove entering your body. Breathing out, you smile softly, sending kindness to yourself with each exhale. This simple cycle of breathing and smiling becomes your anchor, a rhythm that grounds you firmly in the present moment. The bamboo around you listens in silence, standing tall and strong, yet flowing gently with the breeze. Their resilience inspires you to be flexible in your own life, to bend without breaking, to remain steady amidst change. The Buddha taught that mindfulness in daily actions leads to freedom. By turning ordinary movements into mindful acts, you cultivate peace and awareness that extend beyond meditation, cushions into all aspects of life. There's a beautiful story from Thich Nhat Hanh's community about walking meditation. A group of monks would walk slowly through their garden, aware of every breath and step. Their calm presence radiated, inviting everyone around to slow down and breathe deeply. As you walk slowly now, you invite that same calmness into your being. With each step, you become more attuned to the subtle sensations of movement, the flex of your ankle, the shift of weight, the gentle stretching of muscles. Zen masters might ask, can walking be more than motion? Can it be a doorway to stillness? You smile inwardly and feel the answer unfolding naturally. Walking is not just moving forward. It is a practice of presence, a way to dwell fully in the here and now. The soft sounds of the grove, the creaking of bamboo, distant bird calls, the rustle of small animals become your companions, each one inviting you to relax more deeply. Your breath flows smoothly with each step, a gentle tide washing away worries and tension. You walk with awareness and gratitude, connected to the earth and sky, to the bamboo and yourself. In this sacred grove, walking and breathing become a seamless dance of mindfulness and peace. Section 6. Letting go like bamboo. Embracing flexibility and resilience in the face of life's challenges. As your feet continue to move slowly and mindfully along the soft earth of the bamboo grove, you begin to notice something remarkable about the bamboo itself. Though it appears delicate and slender, the bamboo is incredibly resilient, flexible enough to bend with the wind, yet strong enough to withstand storms that might snap even the tallest oaks. This resilience is a lesson whispered by every swaying stalk around you. The bamboo doesn't resist the wind. It yields gracefully, bending and flowing without breaking. It teaches you that true strength lies not in rigid resistance, but in gentle acceptance and adaptability. The Buddha taught about the importance of flexibility in the mind and heart. When you hold rigidly to fixed ideas, emotions, or expectations, suffering arises. But when you cultivate openness and softness, you find the freedom to move through life's challenges with ease. Thich Nhat Hanh often spoke about letting go like bamboo, releasing what no longer serves you, and trusting in the natural flow of life. You reflect on what burdens or rigidities you might soften or release today. You pause beneath a particularly tall cluster of bamboo, their leaves whispering secrets as the breeze moves through. You reach out and lightly touch a stalk, feeling its smooth, cool surface under your fingertips. It's alive, vibrant, yet peaceful, just like the balance you seek within yourself. There is a Zen story about a bamboo grove that survived a violent storm by bending with the gale rather than fighting it. After the storm passed, the grove stood tall and intact, while many other trees lay broken. This tale reminds you that resilience and peace are born in surrender, not struggle. You inhale deeply, drawing in strength and calm. As you exhale, you smile gently, imagining your worries drifting away like fallen leaves carried off by the wind. Zen masters might ask, if the bamboo can bend without breaking, How might you soften your grip without losing your center? You consider this thoughtfully, feeling a subtle shift within a loosening of tension, a deepening of trust. The grove feels alive with this wisdom. The bamboo's dance with the wind is a living meditation on grace and balance, offering you a path toward ease and freedom. Around you, the forest breathes softly, the gentle rustling of leaves, the faint murmur of distant water, the quiet chorus of night creatures settling in. These natural sounds blend with your breath and smile, creating a harmonious rhythm that calms your mind and heart. You feel a deep connection to this place and to yourself, a shared resilience, rooted in stillness and gentle strength. As the sun dips lower, casting golden hues through the leaves, you take one more slow, mindful breath, embracing the lesson of the bamboo, to be flexible, rooted, and free. Section 7. The Community of Leaves. Finding connection and harmony through mindful presence with others. The soft twilight filters through the bamboo canopy, bathing the grove in a warm golden light. You pause to feel the stillness settling deeply around you, as if the forest itself is breathing in calm and exhaling peace. The bamboo stalks, tall and slender, stand as silent guardians of this sacred space, steadfast, flexible, and wise. Thich Nhat Hanh often spoke about the power of community and interconnectedness, comparing it to the interconnected roots of the bamboo grove. Each stalk supports and is supported by its neighbors, creating a strong, resilient network. This reminds us that we are not alone, that in the presence of others, we find strength, compassion, and belonging. You imagine yourself as part of this grove, connected beneath the surface through unseen roots, sharing energy and resilience. This interconnectedness is a source of comfort and joy, a reminder that your journey is intertwined with many others. The Buddha taught that compassion and loving kindness are essential to liberation. When we recognize our shared humanity and interconnectedness, our hearts naturally open. Through mindfulness and presence, we cultivate a deep understanding that heals and nourishes. As you breathe slowly, you smile gently, sending this loving kindness to yourself and extending it outward to the trees, the animals, the people you cherish. This practice, known as metta or loving kindness meditation, nurtures the heart and softens the boundaries between self and other. You walk softly through the grove, feeling each step as a mindful gesture of connection. The soft crunch of leaves beneath your feet reminds you that every movement can be sacred when infused with awareness and gratitude. The bamboo leaves whisper overhead, their voices blending with the distant call of a bird settling in for the night. This natural chorus becomes a lullaby, inviting you to rest in the harmony of being. Zen masters might ask, how can you cultivate community in the silence of your own heart? How does connection arise in stillness? You breathe deeply, sensing the subtle warmth of belonging growing within you. Even in solitude, you are part of the vast web of life, rooted, supported, and never truly alone. The grove's serene atmosphere fills you with a profound sense of peace. You feel the embrace of this living community as timeless and enduring as the bamboo itself. As darkness gently falls, you settle down for a moment of quiet reflection, allowing the sense of interconnectedness to infuse your being with gentle joy and calm. You smile inwardly, grateful for the lessons of the bamboo grove, the wisdom of breathing, smiling, and being present with others and yourself. With each breath, you carry this feeling of connection into your heart, ready to bring it into the world beyond the grove. Section 8. Returning home. Bringing the peace of the grove into everyday life with gentle awareness and gratitude. As the last light of day fades softly behind the bamboo grove, you find yourself settling into a peaceful stillness that feels as natural and enduring as the grove itself. The cool evening air carries the faint scent of earth and leaves, mingling with the delicate aroma of blooming jasmine nearby. A gentle breeze rustles the bamboo stalks overhead, their whispering leaves, creating a soothing rhythmic murmur that calms the mind and soothes the spirit. You sit quietly on the soft, mossy ground, feeling the cool earth beneath you and the steady pulse of life all around. Your breath has slowed, flowing naturally and easily, an unforced rhythm that invites relaxation and deep presence. As you breathe in, you draw in the calm and clarity of the grove. As you breathe out, you release any lingering tension or distraction. Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings remind us that true peace is found in the present moment, in fully embracing what is here and now, without resistance or judgment. When you return again and again to your breath, smiling softly with each exhale, you cultivate a loving awareness that carries you gently through life's challenges. You reflect on the journey through the bamboo grove, the slow, mindful steps, the gentle rhythm of breath and smile, the lessons of flexibility, resilience, and interconnectedness. Each experience has been an invitation to come home to yourself, to find sanctuary within your own awareness. The Buddha taught that the mind is like a clear, still lake. When undisturbed by waves of craving and aversion, it reflects the world as it truly is. In this reflection, wisdom and compassion arise naturally, guiding you toward liberation. You notice the deepening silence around you, not empty, but vibrant, with subtle life, the distant chirp of crickets, the soft rustle of leaves, the faint hum of insects settling in for the night. These gentle sounds weave together, creating a living lullaby that soothes the heart and quiets the mind. Zen masters might ask, as the bamboo bows in the wind, can you bow to the moment fully and without reservation? You smile softly inwardly and feel a wave of gratitude wash over you. Gratitude for this place, for your breath, for the gift of presence itself. The bamboo grove has become a sacred refuge, a living reminder that peace is always within reach, accessible through the simple, mindful acts of breathing and smiling. As your breath slows even further, imagine every worry and care drifting away like fallen leaves carried downstream by a gentle river. Peace is here. Peace has always been here. You feel yourself melting into the stillness wrapped in the grove's quiet embrace, held by the wisdom of bamboo and the loving kindness of your own smile. The night deepens, stars sparkling faintly through the leafy canopy. You rest now, safe, calm, and whole. Story 7. The Path to Inner Peace. Vertical bar, a cup of tea, Zen mindfulness in daily life. Section 1. The first sip. Opening your senses to the present moment with the simple act of drinking tea. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Picture yourself sitting comfortably in a quiet room in the soft glow of the evening light casting gentle shadows. In front of you is a simple cup of tea, steam rising slowly from its surface, carrying delicate aromas that invite your senses to awaken. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you settle in, please share your location and local time in the comments. I'd love to know where you're joining me from tonight. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You reach for the cup, feeling its warmth gently radiate through your fingertips. The surface of the tea ripples slightly as you lift it closer, the steam curling upward in lazy spirals. The aroma is subtle, but inviting, a blend of earthiness and sweetness that calms your mind even before the first sip. The Buddha taught that peace arises when we become fully present, not lost in memories or anxieties, but rooted in the here and now. This simple cup of tea becomes a doorway to such presence, inviting you to awaken your senses and quiet the restless mind. You bring the cup to your lips and take the first sip, noticing the texture and warmth as it spreads through your mouth and down your throat. It's a gentle comfort, a moment of pure connection between body breath and the present. There's a Zen story about a monk who, when asked about enlightenment, replied, "When I'm hungry, I eat. When I'm tired, I sleep." This reflects the essence of mindfulness, engaging fully with each simple act without distraction or judgment. You try to embody this as you sip your tea, letting go of worries and focusing solely on the experience. The taste, the warmth, the sensation of being alive and present. Thich Nhat Hanh often spoke of mindful sipping, encouraging us to slow down and savor life's simplest pleasures with full awareness. This practice is a gentle reminder that even the smallest moments can hold profound peace. Zen masters might ask, what changes when you truly drink your tea without rushing or distraction? You breathe in deeply, feeling the calm settle more deeply in your chest. Each sip is a meditation, a soft landing for your wandering mind. You hear the quiet sounds of the room, the gentle hum of the evening, the faint rustle of leaves outside the window, the subtle creak of your chair as you settle more comfortably. This cup of tea, this moment, becomes your sanctuary, a place of refuge from the noise and haste of the day. With each sip, you cultivate a deeper connection to yourself and the present, nurturing a stillness that carries through to every part of your life. Section 2. The ritual of preparation. Finding mindfulness and calm in the careful steps of making tea. You set the cup gently back on the table, feeling the residual warmth still radiate through your fingertips. The act of preparation, the careful choosing of the tea, leaves the measured pouring of water, the waiting as the leaves unfurl, becomes a meditation itself. Each step invites you to slow down, to engage fully with the present, and to find calm in intentionality. As you prepare your next cup, you notice the sound of water pouring into the teapot, a soft, steady stream that blends seamlessly with the quiet ambience around you. The gentle hiss of steam rising fills the air with a comforting presence, a reminder that this moment is sacred, set apart from the usual rush. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is the key to liberation. When we bring our full attention to simple acts like making tea, we cultivate awareness that penetrates the fabric of our daily lives, turning ordinary routines into sacred rituals. There's a story of a Zen master who would spend hours preparing tea, each movement deliberate and infused with full presence. To him, the tea ceremony was not just about making tea, but about embracing each moment with openness and reverence. You watch as the tea leaves slowly unfold in the warm water, releasing their color and aroma. This unfolding mirrors your own journey inward, unfolding layers of distraction and stress to reveal the calm, clear mind beneath. Thich Nhat Hanh encourages us to bring this gentle awareness to every step we take, turning even the smallest gestures into acts of meditation. Preparing tea can become a practice of gratitude and care, a moment to reconnect with life's simplicity and beauty. Zen masters might ask, how does your mind change when you prepare tea with full attention? You pause and reflect, sensing a softening inside you, a space opening where mindfulness grows. The ritual becomes a bridge from the hectic outside world to a sanctuary of calm within. The aroma of the tea intensifies as the leaves steep, filling the room with a subtle fragrance that invites deeper relaxation. You inhale the scent, letting it permeate your senses and clear your mind of clutter. As you pour the tea into your cup, you notice the way the light catches the liquid, revealing hues of amber and gold. This small act becomes a reminder that beauty and peace exist in the details, waiting to be noticed if only we slow down enough. Outside, You hear the soft rustle of leaves stirred by a gentle breeze, the distant call of a bird settling in for the night. These natural sounds blend with the quiet ritual, creating a harmonious atmosphere that soothes your soul. You feel a growing sense of gratitude for the tea, for this moment, for the chance to reconnect with yourself through simple, mindful practice. The preparation is not rushed. It unfolds naturally, just as your breath flows steady and calm. You become aware of the sacredness of this pause, this deliberate slowing down. With each movement, you draw closer to inner peace, cultivating patience and presence. Section 3. The aroma's invitation. Letting the tea's scent guide you into deeper awareness and relaxation. You lift the cup to your nose and inhale deeply, letting the warm, earthy aroma of the tea fill your senses. The fragrance is subtle, yet rich, a gentle invitation to return fully to the present moment. It wraps around you like a soft blanket, quieting the restless thoughts that may have been swirling in your mind. The Buddha taught that awareness of sensory experience, sound, smell, taste, touch, and sight is a gateway to mindfulness. When you attend deeply to the simple pleasure of aroma, you awaken to the richness of life itself, grounding yourself in the here and now. Thich Nhat Hanh often spoke of the miracle of mindfulness, where even the smallest sensory moments can become profound teachers. Smelling the tea, he would say, is an opportunity to practice being fully alive, embracing the present without distraction or judgment. You close your eyes briefly and savor the scent. The warmth, the subtle hints of earth and leaf, the gentle sweetness. It stirs memories and feelings, but you allow them to pass like clouds drifting across a clear sky, returning always to the breath and the aroma. There is a story about a monk who would sit silently breathing in the fragrance of incense, using it as a focus for meditation. The scent became a thread connecting his body, mind, and spirit, anchoring him in the stillness beyond thought. You try to bring that same intention to the tea's aroma now, using it as a bridge between your senses and your awareness. The scent becomes a gentle reminder to pause, to breathe, and to smile softly at the moment unfolding. Zen masters might ask, what arises when you fully breathe in a scent, and what remains when the scent fades? You sit quietly with this question, noticing the subtle sensations within the rising warmth in your chest. The slow rhythm of your breath, the soft smile forming on your lips. The room feels infused with calm, a sanctuary created by the mingling of breath and scent. Outside, the world moves on. But here in this space, time seems to slow, inviting you to rest deeply in awareness. The tea's aroma reminds you that peace and presence are not distant ideals, but accessible here and now, within the simple act of breathing and smelling. You breathe in again, smiling gently, and feel the fullness of this moment. You are alive, present and deeply connected to the path of mindfulness. As the tea cools slowly in your cup, you find yourself savoring not just the flavor, but the entire experience, the ritual, the senses, and the gentle unfolding of your own calm awareness. With each breath and each mindful inhale of the aroma, you cultivate a deeper sense of ease, warmth, and joy that carries beyond this moment. Section 4. The warmth of the cup. Feeling grounded and connected through tactile experience. You bring the cup of tea closer, feeling the comforting warmth radiating through the porcelain and into your hands. The sensation grounds you, an immediate connection to the present moment, tangible and alive. The warmth travels slowly from your fingers up through your arms, soothing any lingering tension as you cradle the cup with gentle care. The Buddha taught that being fully aware of our bodies and senses is a direct path to peace. Touch grounds us, reminding us that we are here, alive, and connected to the world. In this simple act of holding the warm cup, you discover a powerful anchor for mindfulness. Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings emphasize the importance of touching the earth with mindfulness, whether literally or metaphorically. He encourages us to be present to every sensation, embracing the body as a precious home for our awareness. Feeling the warmth of the teacup is one way to honor this connection. You run your fingers slowly along the smooth surface of the cup, noticing its weight, texture, and temperature. These sensations invite you to slow down further, to let go of hurried thoughts and distractions. The warmth spreads a comforting invitation to rest, like a soft blanket wrapping around your shoulders. There is a Zen story about a master who held a teacup so mindfully that his students marveled at his stillness. He said, "When you touch the cup with your full presence, you touch the entire universe." This reflects the teaching that mindfulness magnifies the ordinary into something sacred. You breathe in deeply, savoring the warmth and presence in your hands. As you breathe out, you smile softly, letting your body relax completely. The tension you carried, whether physical or mental, melts away gently with each breath. Zen masters might ask, how does your awareness change when you truly feel the warmth in your hands? What do you discover beyond the surface? You close your eyes briefly and explore this question inwardly, noticing the subtle sensations beneath the initial warmth, the pulse in your fingers, the slight vibration of your muscles, the coolness of the air touching your skin around the cup. The moment expands, rich with detail and calm. You feel fully present and deeply alive. Outside, you hear the quiet sounds of the evening, the soft rustle of leaves, the distant murmur of a stream, the gentle hum of the night settling in. These natural sounds blend seamlessly with your breath and the warmth in your hands, creating a symphony of peacefulness. Holding the cup, you feel an intimate connection to the here and now. It becomes a symbol of the path you walk, a path of presence, of mindfulness, and of gentle acceptance. The warmth in your hands anchors you as you prepare for the next sip, a tender reminder that peace arises in the smallest acts when embraced with full awareness and kindness. With a soft smile, you lift the cup again, ready to savor not just the flavor, but the deep connection to life flowing through this mindful ritual. Section 5. The taste of presence. Savoring the flavor and texture as a metaphor for embracing life fully. You lift the cup slowly to your lips, feeling the gentle weight and warmth in your hands, as if cradling a small, precious flame. The tea's aroma mingles softly with the air, a subtle invitation to fully embrace the moment. As you take the first sip, you become deeply aware of the sensation. The smooth liquid gliding warmly down your throat, leaving behind a trace of sweetness and earthiness. The Buddha taught that savoring with full attention transforms even the simplest acts into gateways to awakening. When you taste the tea with mindful presence, you touch the richness of life itself, free from distraction or haste. Thich Nhat Hanh often reminded us that the taste of tea is a meditation on impermanence and appreciation. Each sip is unique, never exactly the same, reflecting the ever-changing nature of existence. Embracing this, you learn to cherish each moment as it arises. You pause between sips, letting the flavor linger on your tongue, noticing its subtle complexities, the delicate bitterness balanced by gentle sweetness, the warmth spreading slowly through your body. This savoring becomes a metaphor for living fully, appreciating the texture and flavor of each experience, even the ordinary ones. There is a story from Zen tradition about a master who told his students, "Drink your tea as if it were your last sip." This was not a call to urgency, but an encouragement to be fully present, fully alive in the here and now. You try to embody this wisdom now, drinking slowly, deliberately smiling gently with each breath. The practice becomes a dance of breath, taste, and presence, a harmonious flow that calms your mind and opens your heart. Zen masters might ask, what arises when you taste fully without judgment or expectation? How does this shift your experience of life? You reflect quietly, noticing how judgment softens, how acceptance grows, how the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Each sip invites gratitude and joy, even amidst life's challenges. The room around you feels filled with calm, a sanctuary created by your mindful attention. Outside, the evening deepens, the sounds of nature settling into a gentle lullaby, the distant call of a night bird, the soft rustle of leaves, the quiet flow of a nearby stream. You feel connected, not only to the tea and your breath, but to the vast web of life, to the present moment as it unfolds infinitely. With each sip, you sink deeper into relaxation, your mind becoming a still pond, reflecting the peaceful light of awareness. This simple cup of tea becomes a symbol of the path you walk, a path of mindfulness, presence, and profound peace. Section 6. The quiet pause. Embracing stillness between sips as a doorway to inner peace. You sit quietly, the cup of tea resting gently between your palms. The warmth radiates through your hands, spreading softly up your arms and settling like a calm tide into your chest. Your breath moves in a slow, steady rhythm, drawing you deeper into the sanctuary of the present moment. The Buddha taught that moments of stillness, even brief ones, hold immense power. When we allow ourselves to pause and simply be without rushing, without judgment, our minds begin to settle like a calm lake after a storm. This stillness opens a space where clarity and compassion naturally arise. Thich Nhat Hanh emphasized the importance of touching the earth with mindfulness, a practice that roots us in reality and brings healing to the heart. You feel grounded now, as though the earth's ancient calm flows through your body, anchoring you in a profound peace. You look down at the tea, noticing the way the light plays on its surface, the gentle shimmer of amber hues, the subtle dance of steam rising and dissipating into the air. Each detail invites you to slow down further, to drink in the richness of this simple experience. There is a Zen story of a monk who would silently hold a teacup for hours, fully present with its warmth, weight, and texture. This simple act became a profound meditation, revealing the depth hidden within ordinary life. You imagine yourself practicing this teacup meditation, allowing every sense to be fully engaged without distraction. The softness of the cup, the warmth against your skin, the aroma and taste all become gateways into deeper awareness. Zen masters might ask, what is revealed when you attend fully to the smallest thing? How does mindfulness transform the ordinary? You breathe slowly, feeling the truth of this question unfold gently within. The smallest moments, when embraced with presence, become miracles of peace and joy. The room around you feels quieter now, more spacious. The evening light dims, casting a serene glow that wraps you in softness. You sense the rhythm of life moving through you. Steady calm, unhurried. Outside, the sounds of nature blend into a gentle symphony, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of night birds, the soft murmur of wind through trees. These natural melodies mingle with your breath, creating a harmonious lullaby for the soul. You smile softly, feeling gratitude for this moment of peace. A precious gift you give yourself through mindful presence. The warmth of the tea, the rhythm of your breath, and the stillness of your mind come together in a gentle dance of relaxation and awareness. With each slow sip, you deepen your connection to the here and now, carrying this calm into every aspect of your life. Section 7. Sharing the moment. Extending mindfulness and kindness through the simple act of sharing tea. The quiet warmth of the tea lingers in your hands as you sit with a growing sense of peaceful presence. Around you, the world continues in its gentle rhythm. The soft flicker of candlelight, the distant murmur of night sounds the subtle shifting of shadows on the walls. Each element blends seamlessly with the steady beat of your breath, inviting you into a deep and tender calm. Thich Nhat Hanh often spoke about the power of sharing mindfulness and compassion with others. The simple act of offering a cup of tea becomes a metaphor for extending kindness and presence beyond yourself. When you share this moment, whether with a friend or in your own heart, you cultivate a community of peace. You imagine sitting with a loved one in this bamboo grove, each of you holding a warm cup, breathing slowly, smiling gently. There is no need for words, just the shared silence, the connection of two hearts present to each other. This silent communion becomes a source of healing and joy. The Buddha taught that compassion is the natural fruit of mindfulness. When we are fully aware and present our hearts open naturally to the suffering and joy of others. Through mindful presence, kindness flows freely, transforming relationships and communities. You think of how this practice might extend beyond the quiet of this moment into your daily interactions, your work, your conversations. The invitation is simple: to breathe with awareness and to smile with genuine care. Zen masters might ask, how does your mindfulness expand when shared? What blossoms when kindness flows between hearts? You breathe in deeply, feeling the warmth of connection spreading within. Even in silence, there is profound communication, an exchange of peace, understanding, and love. The room feels infused with gentle energy, the quiet pulse of shared mindfulness. You notice how your own smile softens, becoming a radiant expression of compassion and presence. Outside, the night deepens, further stars twinkling softly through the window. You feel embraced by a vast web of life. Each breath, each smile, part of an unending dance of connection. As you sit in this stillness, you realize that sharing mindfulness is not about grand gestures, but simple presence, a smile, a breath, a moment fully given. You let this awareness fill you, a quiet light that shines steadily within. With each mindful breath and gentle smile, you carry the seed of peace into the world beyond this room. Section 8. The Path Beyond the Cup. Bringing the calm and clarity of tea practice into everyday life. You hold the cup of tea gently in your hands, feeling the fading warmth as the quiet evening deepens around you. The stillness that has been growing inside feels like a vast and peaceful ocean, calm, steady, and boundless. Outside, the soft rustle of leaves and the distant call of night creatures create a natural symphony, a gentle lullaby that invites your mind and heart to rest. The Buddha taught that the path to inner peace is not found in distant places or future hopes, but in the present moment, the here and now, exactly as it is. Each mindful breath, each smile with a heart, is a step along this path, bringing you closer to the essence of peace that already dwells within you. Thich Nhat Hanh often spoke of coming home through mindfulness. This home is not a physical place, but the true nature of your being, a space of loving awareness where everything is accepted without judgment or resistance. As you rest here, you touch that home in the gentle practice of tea and breath. The tea's aroma has softened now, but the peace it brought lingers like a quiet fragrance in your awareness. You breathe in slowly, feeling the calm deepen with each breath. You smile softly, a tender gesture of gratitude and compassion toward yourself and the world. Zen masters might ask, when the cup is empty, what remains? And how do you carry the peace beyond the cup? You reflect without words, sensing the fullness that is not tied to the tea, but to your own heart, the vast openness where all things arise and pass away. You allow yourself to sink into this spacious stillness, knowing that it is always here beneath the surface of everyday life, waiting to be rediscovered. The night deepens, stars shimmering faintly through the window. You feel safe, whole, and embraced by the timeless rhythm of breath and smile. As your breath slows, feel every worry slip away, like leaves floating down a quiet stream. Peace is here. Peace has always been here. Let yourself rest now, wrapped in the gentle embrace of presence and love.